Okay na. The session is called to order. Everybody is requested to rise for the singing of the national anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, buyan ka ng magiliw, sa manlulupit, di ka masisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bakaw, may nilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng wakaw at mo'y tagumpay na nanginginig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng marangit pagsita, buhay langit sa dilim mo. Aming ligaya dapat may mamapit, ang namatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please remain standing for a minute of silent prayer. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we defer the calling of the roll. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Any objection? Chair is none. Same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we approve of Journal Number 16 dated September 5, 2018. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the reference of business and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of bills and resolutions on first reading, as well as communications and committee reports. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. The Secretary General is directed to read title of bills and resolution and communications for referral to the appropriate committees.
Reference of business bills on first reading. House Bill 8180, increasing the salary of head teacher in proportion to their function and in relation to the pay scale of teachers provided by law. Representative C. Alvarado.
To the Committee on Appropriations.
House Bill 8181, reforming and strengthening the Cooperative Development Authority, repealing for the purpose RA 6939. Representative Relampagos.
To the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization and the Committee on Cooperatives Development.
House Bill 8182, granting Philippine citizenship to Margarita Milian Ortigas. Representative Leacion.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 8183, amending RA 10152. Representative Tan Angelina.
To the Committee on Health.
House Bill 8184, establishing a retail subsidy program for informal settler families. Representative Belmonte.
To the Committee on Housing and Urban Development.
House Bill 8185, mandating LGUs to grant hazard pay to 2,000 pesos per month to local government employees. Representatives Nieto, Maceda, Martinez, Sandoval, Malapitan, Olivares, Calixto Rubiano, and Lopez. Manuel.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 8187, establishing a national high school in Barangay Ambiong, La Trinidad, Benguet, to be known as Ambiong National High School. Representative Cosalan.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
Messages from the Senate. Message dated September 3, informing the House that the Senate on even date passed with amendment House Bill numbers 5162, 6331, and 7778.
To the Committee on Local Government.
Message dated September 3, informing the House of Representatives that the Senate on even date passed without amendment House Bill numbers 5554, 5688, 5691, 5262, 6155, 5259, 6780, and 5202.
To the Committee on Rules.
Letter dated 23 August 2018, Undersecretary, Office of the Undersecretary for Migrant Workers Affairs, DFA.
To the Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs.
Calendar year 2017 Annual Report of the BAR in USB flash drive format.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
Report of Dante Roberto P. Maling, Acting Secretary General, on rolled copies of House Bill numbers 2849, 4274, 5367, 6389, 6619, and 6711 submitted to the Office of the President for His Excellency's consideration and signature.
To the Committee on Rules.
Subpoena duces tecum pursuant to Section 151, Rule 23 of the Rules of the House, transmitting subpoena duces tecum dated July 9 of Attorney Goles, Director, Office of the Ombudsman. Pursuant to Section 151, Rule 23 of the Rules of the House, transmitting the subpoena dated 9 July 2018 of Senior Assistant City Prosecutor, Office of the City Prosecutor. Committee report, report number 850 by the Committee on Youth and Sports Development on House Bill number 8204.
To the Committee on Rules.
Additional reference of business, House Concurrent Resolution number 20 entitled Concurrent Resolution urging the Commission elections to reset to October 11 to 17, 2018 from October 1 to 5, 2018, the filing of certificates of candidacy in connection with the May 13, 2019 national and local election. Representatives Macapagal-Arroyo and Dayan.
To the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for a 2-minute suspension.
Session suspended. Session is resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of unfinished business, I move that we resume consideration of House Bill number 842 as contained in Committee Report number 8165 submitted by the Committee on Government Reorganization and National Defense and Security. And for this purpose, may I ask that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
The Secretary General is directed to read the aforementioned bill.
House Bill 8165, an act creating the Department of Disaster Resilience, defining its powers and functions, and appropriating funds therefor.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the parliamentary status of the bill is that it is in the period of sponsorship and debate. I move that the chairperson of the Committee on I move that the author, the Honorable Yeda Romualdez, be recognized. So move, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Romualdez is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, storm surge, mass graves, and total devastation and chaos. These were some of the words that headline our beloved Tacloban City days after Typhoon Haiyan made landfall in eastern Visayas on that fateful day of November 8, 2013. Until now, 5 years after Haiyan has passed, the pain caused by the strongest typhoon in recent history remain fresh in the hearts and minds of our constituents. Haiyan took not only our properties, our livelihood and local businesses, but also the lives of our brothers and sisters, our mothers, fathers, grandparents, and even our friends. We all lost something on that day. Some lost someone they loved. This is an unspeakable tragedy that we do not want to happen again. It is crucial to highlight that the struggle of our people did not only happen during that very day when Haiyan made landfall. It continued even weeks after Haiyan left our region. Deadlock and delays caused by bureaucratic paralysis and poor coordination by different agencies rendered Tacloban City and most of the 1st District of Leyte completely helpless. Our experience with Haiyan is a clarion call for a stronger and a more robust response to disasters. All over the world, the Filipino people are known for their resilience, and it is highly imperative that our government institutions and policies must likewise embody this character of our people. While there is nothing we can do to combat nature's wrath, we need to be more ready and more equipped to respond efficiently and effectively to save lives and property. Natural disasters of increasing magnitude and frequency, such as Typhoon Haiyan, have continued to affect our country, which is now the 2nd most vulnerable in the world to disasters and climate change. Nearly 74% of the population and 80% of the land area are identified as vulnerable to disasters, with the capital of Manila considered as extreme risk. In fact, in 2017, a 6.5 magnitude earthquake struck the province of Leyte. This new normal requires a more focused and in-depth attention in the way we understand, prepare, and respond to natural disasters. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, it is for this reason why I stand here to push for the creation of a Department of Disaster Resilience, which will be primarily responsible for leading, managing, and organizing the national effort to reduce disaster risk, prepare for and respond to disasters, and recover, rehabilitate, and build forward better after the occurrence of disasters. It is high time that we create a Department of Disaster Resilience that will effectively reduce our vulnerability to natural hazards and bolster our resilience to the impact of natural disasters and climate change, with the capacity to take charge of key result areas. A, disaster risk reduction, B, disaster preparedness and response, and C, recovery, rehabilitation, and building forward better. As the country's primary disaster management agency, the Department of Disaster Resilience shall integrate and define what needs to be done, where it needs to be done, based on what standards, how it should be done, and how well it should be done. We need a Department of Disaster Resilience that will consolidate and support local disaster risk reduction efforts and has the full responsibility to take the lead in undertaking disaster preparedness and response in areas that are severely affected by natural disasters. A new Department of Disaster Resilience will effectively improve the institutional capacity of the government for disaster risk reduction and management, reduce the vulnerability surrounding the affected local population, as well as build resilience of local communities to both natural disasters and climate change. Finally, we need a Department of Disaster Resilience characterized by unity of command. In order to streamline government disaster resilience programs and projects through closer coordination and stronger management synchronization at all levels of the country's disaster risk reduction and management system. Given its exposure to disaster risk, the Philippines cannot continue to have a focal disaster organization that only has coordinated functions. Our personal experience during Haiyan has confirmed that the complexity of large-scale disasters undermines existing policies and structures. The current DRRM structure, where authority is shared, responsibility is dispersed, and resources are scattered, renders it difficult to operate an appropriate and immediate response, thus delaying critical disaster response and recovery. It is important we do so now with the utmost urgency and work together towards building a nation that is resilient from the dangers of natural disasters and the threats of climate change. Mr. Speaker, honored colleagues, our own Yolanda story does not have to end with grief and loss. While it may take time to heal all the pain, our newfound resilience and optimism has given us the strength to move on and to learn from the lessons of our past experience. With the creation of the Department of Disaster Resilience, we can look forward to the future with hope, knowing that the government is ready, better equipped, and committed to exert its best effort to reduce the risks that come with natural disasters, to empower local communities, to rise above the different vulnerabilities that surround them, and to ensure that in the years to come, such a tragedy will never happen again. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we suspend consideration of House Bill number 8165. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Any objection? Chair is none. Same approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move for a minute suspension.
Session suspended. Session resumed.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we call the roll of members. So moved.
The Secretary General is directed to call the roll of members.
Roll call of members, honorable representatives. Abaya. Abayon. Abellanosa. Abu. Abueg. Acharon. Akop. Acosta. Acosta Alba. Adjong. Advincula. Agrao. Agabaw. Albano. Alcala. Alejano. Almario. Almonte. Alonte. Alvarez Franz. Alvarez Mercedes. Alvarez Pantaleon. Amante. Amatong. Andaya. Angara Castillo. Antonino. Antonio. Aquino Magsaysay. Aragones. Arbison. Arcillas. Arenas. Atienza. Aumentado. Bagaw. Bagaching. Bagilat. Banal. Barbers. Barsaga. Batawil. Batucabe. Bautista Mandigan. Bilaro. Belmonte Feliciano. Belmonte Jose Christopher. Belmonte Ricardo. Benitez. Bernos. Bertiz. Biason. Billones. Biron. Bulilia. Bondok. Bordado. Bravo Anthony. Bravo Maravida. Brosas. Bulot Bigtang. Kagas. Kalalang. Calderon. Calix Rubiano. Caminero. Campos. Kanama. Kari. Casilaw. Castelo. Casa France. Casa Fredinil, Katamko, Cayetano, Celeste, Serafica, Cirilles, Chavez, Chipeco, Coanco, Culliantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Cosalan, Crisólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, Defensor, Del Mar, Del Rosario, Del Oso Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Duwabit, Durano, Di, Ilago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Ibardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Feriol, Floirendo, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Fentebella, Garbin, Garcia Gwendolyn, Garcia Jose, Garcia Albano, Gary Richard, Gary Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Heron, Goana Cristina, Gomart, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Dong, Gonzales Fernando, Goriseta, Gulias, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hofer, Halusos, Javier, Konghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lasatin, Liachon, Lee, Lim Kay Chong, Lobrigat, Lopez Benhur, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel, Loyola, Macapagal-Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, Mangudadato Suarto, Mangudadato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos, Mariño, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Nunez Malignaon, Waminal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin,
Saan yung Roberto?
Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bini, Pacquiao,
Ito, resolution.
Paduano,
Resolution ng
Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Primisia Sagabas, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Relampagos, Revilla, Roapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Maximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sangkopan, Sandoval, Santos Recto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar, Saviliano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez, Si Alvarado, Tambunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Shirley, Tejada, Teves, Chanco, Ting, Tiño, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, Ti, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Beretta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Vilarde, Velasco, Velasco Catera, Veloso, Vergara, Villapuerte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Villago, Yap Arthur, Yap Melesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Marcamen, Zamora Ronaldo, Sarate, Subiri. The Speaker is present. Mr. Speaker, the roll call shows that 208 members responded to the call.
With 208 members responding to the call, the Chair declares the presence of a quorum. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we take up House Concurrent Resolution number 20 and direct the Secretary General to read the title thereof.
Any objection?
moved.
Chair is none. Secretary General is directed to read House Concurrent Resolution number 20.
House Concurrent Resolution number 20, concurrent resolution urging the Commission elections to reset to October 11 to 17, 2018, from October 1 to 5, 2018, the filing of the certificates of candidacy in connection with the May 13, 2019 national and local elections.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we adopt House Concurrent Resolution number 20. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. House Concurrent Resolution is hereby adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8083 and pursuant to the rules of. For this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. Motion is approved. The Secretary General will read the title of the bill and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill number 8083, an act amending sections 4, 5, 20, 22, 27, 28, 34, 40, 50, 73, 112, 117, 119, 204, 222, 237, 237-A, 255, 256, 257, 258, 260, 261, 262, 263, 264, 265, 266, 275, 288, 290, and adding sections 6-A, 282-A, 291, 292, 293, 294, 295, 296, 297, 298, 299, 300, 301, 301-A, 301-B, 302, 303, 304, 305, 306, 307, 308, 309, 310, 311, 312, 313, and 314 under the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended and for other purposes. Nominal voting in consideration of House Bill 8083. Honorable Representatives Abaya, Abayon, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg, Acharon, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adyong, Advincula, Agarao, Agabao, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagao, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Barzaga, Batawil, Batocabe, Bautista Bandigan, Belaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertiz, Biazon, Billones, okay na? Biron, Bulilia, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maria Vida, Brosas,
Mr. Speaker, my vote is no, and I would like to explain my vote later.
Bulut Begtang, Kagas, Kalalang, Calderon, Calixto Rubiano, Caminero, Campos, Kanama, Kari, Kasilaw,
Ginoong Speaker, ang boto ko po ay no at nais ko pong ipaliwanag ang aking boto.
Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Fredinil, Katamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Seráfica, Ceriles, Chavez, Chipeco, Coanco, Collantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Cosalan, Crisólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, Defensor, Del Mar, Del Rosario, Del Oso Montalia, Dimaporo Abdullah, Dimaporo Khalid, Duavit, Durano, D, Elago,
Mr. Speaker, my vote is no, and I reserve my right to explain our vote later. Thank you.
Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Evardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Ferriol Pascual, Floirendo, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Fuentebella, Garbin, Garcia Gwendolyn, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Albano, Garin Richard, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzalez Alexandria, Gonzalez Aurelio, Gonzalez Fernando, Goriseta, Gulias, Hernandez, Herrera D, Hoffer, Halos Hos, Javier Ko Konghun Labad-Labad Lakson Lagman.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker,
The Honorable Lagman is recognized.
my vote is no, and I reserve my right to submit a written explanation of my negative vote. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Lanete Laogan Lazatin Liatchon Lee Lim Kai Chong Lobregat Lopez Benher Lopez Carlo Lopez Manuel Loyola Macapagal Arroyo Maceda Madrona Malapitan Manalo Mangawang Mangudadato Suharto Mangudadato Sajid Marcoleta Marcos Mariño Marquez Martinez Matugas Meliana Mending Mendoza Mercado Mirasol Montoro Nava Nieto Noel Nograles Jericho Nograles Carlo Nolasco Nunez Malanyaon Owaminal Ocampo Olivares Ong Edwin Ong Henry Ortega Pablo Ortega Vini Pacquiao Paduano Palma Pancho Panganiban Panotes Papandayan Pichay Pimentel Pineda Plaza Primicias Agabas Kimbo
I vote no.
Radaza Ramirez Sato Ramos, Relampagos, Revilla, Roa Puno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Maximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sandoval, Sangkopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar, Savellano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing Estelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez, C. Alvarado, Tambunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Shirley, Tejada, Teves, Tiangco, Ting, Tiño, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco Lord Alan, Velasco Catera, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva, Villaraza Suarez, Villarin,
Mr. Speaker, I vote no and will reserve my right to explain my vote later.
Noted.
Noted.
Violago, Yap Arthur, Yap Melesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Maria Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate,
Mr. Speaker, my vote is no, and I reserve my right to explain my vote later. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We take note of that.
Zubiri. Second call, nominal voting for House Bill 8083. Abaya, Abellanosa, Abueg, Acosta, Albano, Alcala, Almario, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Arbison, Arcillas, Aumentado, Bagao, Barbers, Barzaga, Belaro, Belmonte Ricardo, Bernos, Billones, Biron, Bondok, Bulit Begtang, Kanama, Castro France,
Mr. Speaker, my vote is no, and I will explain my vote later.
Celeste, Chavez, Chipeco, Coanco, Cosalan, Crisólogo, De Jesus, De Vera, Del Mar, D, Erice, Eusebio, Fariñas, Florendo, Fuentebella, Garcia Gwendolyn, Garcia Albano, Garin Richard, Heron, Gomez, Gonzaga, Goriseta, Hernandez, Halos Hos, Javier, Labad-Labad, Lopez Carlo, Loyola, Madrona, Mangudadatu Suharto, Mangudadatu Sajid, Marcoleta, Mariño, Marquez, Meliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Nograles Carlo, Ocampo, Pacquiao, Pichay, Pimentel, Plaza, Ramirez Sato, Revilla, Rocamora, Rodriguez Maximo, Sahali, Salceda, Salo, Sambar, Sangkopan, Sema, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Sherney, Tino, T, Umali, Vargas, Vergara, Yu, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zubiri.
With 187 members voting in the affirmative, 14 against, and 3 abstention, the Chair declares House Bill number 80883 as having been approved on third reading. Secretary General, please call all those who have lined up for explanation.
Roll call of members. Explanation of votes for House Bill 8083. Bordado.
Mr. Speaker,
The Honorable Bordado is recognized.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, how I wish Train 2 could really live up to its full acronym TRABAHO, or Tax Reform for Attracting Better and High-Quality Opportunities. On the contrary, though, economic experts, armed with a preponderance of empirical evidences, have been warning us and the entire government about massive business shutdowns and large-scale obliteration of job opportunities as a direct consequence of the so-called Trabajo Law or proposed law. Mr. Speaker, call it the irony of ironies. And to think that we have yet to feel the full devastating impact of Train 1, otherwise known as Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion Law. Mr. Speaker, I am therefore voting no to Train 2. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Kasilaw. Brosas.
Mr. Speaker, Gabriela Women's Party votes no on House Bill 8083 dahil walang lohika at makatwirang batayan na aprubahan ang panukalang Train 2 na nakaangkas sa salot na Train 1 na nagbunsod ng pagsirit ng presyo ng langis at iba pang batayang bilihin. Today, the lower house has turned its back again from the people by approving the pro-rich sequel of Train 1. Binigo ng Kongresong ito ang mga nanay na nakapila sa ilalim ng init para sa NFA rice. Binigo ng Kongresong ito ang mga mamimili na umaasang bababa ang presyo ng gulay at pagkain. Binigo ng Kongresong ito ang mga manggagawang nanawagan ng katiyakan sa trabaho, aumento sa sahod at pagkontrol sa presyo. Pero tiniyak ng kapulungang ito ang mas malaking kita ng mga pinakamalalaking korporasyon sa ilalim ng Train 2. Para sa Gabriela Women's Party, isa na namang malaking kataksilan nito sa kababaihan at mamamayan. Instead of heeding the mounting calls of women and the people for the junking of the highly regressive Train 1, this chamber heeded the proposal of the World Bank and the IMF to continue the anti-poor reforms in the country's tax system with the approval of Train 2. This measure will disproportionately benefit big foreign and local corporations with the reduction of the corporate income taxes. Habang nagdurusa ang mga ordinaryong pamilya sa hambalos ng taas presyo, lalong lalaki pa ang paggasto sa luho ng pinakamayayamang negosyante sa bansa dahil babawasan palalo ng Train 2 ang buwis sa bilyon-bilyong tubo ng mga korporasyon nila. Napakalaking panlilinlang na ipaketeng trabaho bill itong Train 2 dahil ang totoo'y sasagasa pa nga ito sa libo-libong trabaho. Popondohan nito sa esensya ang pagtanggal sa mga manggagawa sa forma ng cash grants at skills training. Bukod pa dito, binibigyang kapangyarihan ng panukalang batas ang presidente na magbigay ng karagdagan pang incentives sa mga korporasyon Wala ring klarong batayan para sabihing lilikha ng mas maraming trabaho ito dahil hindi naman ito binabago ang batayang katangian ng ekonomiya na nakaasa sa pag-i-export ng hilaw na materyales at semi-manufactures at pag-i-import ng mas mahal na input sa produksyon tulad ng langis at finished products. Malaking pagkakamali na nga na ipinasa ng kapulungang ito ang Train 1. Ngayon, dinodoble ng Kamara ang kasalanan nito sa sambayan ng
May we remind
Pilipino.
the gentle lady that your time has already expired.
Yes, I'm wrapping up, Mr. Speaker.
Please.
Sa pag-aproba ng Train 2. Muli po, ang kinatawang ito ng Gabriela ay bumoboto ng no sa Train 2. Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker.
Kasilaw.
Ginoong Speaker, tumutol po ang kinatawang ito sa panukalang batas na trabaho, bill o Train 2 sa likod ng pinabangong pangalan ng Train 2 o trabaho bill ay hindi niya kayang itago ang mabahong kontra mamamayang katangian nito at kontra mahihirap dagdag pasanin sa mamamayang Pilipino. Gaya ng nabanggit namin sa Train 1, sasagasa ito sa interes at kapakanan ng ating mamamayan. Muli, sa pagkapasa at pagpasa nitong pangalawang pakete o Train 2, sasagasaan na naman ang mamamayan. Sa SONA ni Pangulong Duterte, Ginoong Speaker, noong 2018, nito lamang, sinabi niya, the enactment of the Package 2 is what stands between today and millions of jobs in the near future. However, Mr. Speaker, pero sa interpelasyon ng kinatawang ito, malinaw ang mga sagot ng ating mga kagalang-galang na sponsor. Hindi makapagbibigay ng tiyak na bilang o ilang milyong bagong trabaho ang kayang likhain ng panukalang batas na ito. Bagkus sa kabaliktaran, may naibigay na bilang kung ilang milyon ang mawawalang trabaho dahil sa kalawang paketeng ito. Hindi po ba ito ay isang katangiang kontra mamamayan? Tulad ng Train 1, Mr. Speaker, walang pinag-iba ang katangian nitong regressive kumpara sa isang prinsipyong progressive taxation. Ang pagbawas mula sa 30% corporate income tax, mula sa 20% patungong 20% sa loob ng 10 taon. Sino ba ang makikinabang nito? Sa taong 2016 hanggang 2017, the corporations of the country's 16 richest oligarchs, family in the business, are the ones who will benefit the tax cuts sa corporate income. Hindi maaaring ikumpara, Mr. Speaker, ang netong kita ng mga malalaking kumpanya sa mga totoong small, medium enterprises. Napakalaki po ang agwat at hindi po pwede uniforme ang pagpataw ng taxation na ito. Kaya, Mr. Speaker, gaya ng sinabi ko, tax those who have more, those who have capacity to pay more than tax those who have less. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker.
Castro Franz.
Mr. Speaker, ang ACT Teachers Party List po ay bumoto ng no dito sa House Bill 8083 o yung tinatawag nating trabaho. Di mapapagtakpan ng bagong pangalan ng House Bill 8083 ang sangsang ng tunay na katangian nito na lumalabas sa maigsing panahon nilaan ng House Leadership para sa debate at deliberasyon. Ang Train 2 ay anti-lokal na business at industriya, anti-MSME, anti-mahihirap, anti-edukasyon at kalusugan at magsisilbi lamang sa mga higante at lalo pa sa mga dayuhang kampanya. You cannot separate Train 1 and Train 2 because the former was enacted to fund the lost revenues that will be caused by the latter. Sa ibang salita, Mr. Speaker, nagpataw ang gobyernong ito ng mga pabigat na buwis na pinapasan ng mga mamamayan, lalo na ang mga mahihirap at nagdudulot ng record high inflation at taas ng presyo upang magbigay ng bilyong-bilyong insentibo sa taxes and custom duties sa mga higanteng korporasyon, na lalo na ang mga dayuhang TNCs at MNCs sa ngalan ng competitiveness at foreign direct investments. Sinasansala ng Train 2 ang constitutional mandate na progressive system of taxation dahil paliliitin ang mga buwis ng mga higanting kumpanya sa pamamagitan ng patong-patong na income tax holiday, tax and duty incentives, and income tax deductions na nakasaad sa bill na ito. At kahit hindi nakasaad dito pero ibibigay ng Presidente o sasabihin ng Secretary of Finance ayon sa kapangyarihang ibibigay sa kanila ng Sections 301 at 4. Pinalawak pa ang mga incentives noong period of amendments, bagay na hindi idinaan pa sa masusing debate. Samantala, walang puwang ang MSMEs at maliliit na lokal na industriya sa mga insentibong ito. Puwang na kailangan nila para sa paglago at pag-ambag para sa pambansang industrialisasyon. Sa pagpasa ng Train 2, lalo pang ibubuyang-yang ang bansa sa mas maigting na eksploitasyon ng ating resources at mamamayan sa halip na gawing instrumento ang pagpabuwis para itulak ang pambansang industrialisasyon. Ililibre sa tax ang dayuhan at mayayaman upang pagkakitaan ang bansa samantalang napatunayan naman na di ito naglilikha ng trabaho at di nagdudulot ng sustainable growth para sa bansa. At panghuli, Mr. Speaker, hindi ko masasang-ayunan bilang guro at advocate para sa karapatan ng edukasyon at kalusugan ng isang panukalang tinitingnan ang mga eskwelahan, pati ang mga ospital bilang behikulo para sa investment at kita at sa halip ay institusyon para sa serbisyo. Ang pananaw na ito ay batayan ng pagsasailalim ng performance criteria ng proprietary schools and hospitals at posibilidad na
The time of the
magtatanggal.
gentle lady has expired.
Wrapping up, Mr. Speaker, sa preferential rate o mas mababang taxes para sa kanila. Kaya, Mr. Speaker, bunga ng mga dahilang itong nabanggit, bumoboto po ako ng no sa Train 2.
Ilago.
Mr. Speaker, this representation from Kabataan Party List votes no to House Bill 8083. When President Duterte made a pitch for Train 2 in his third State of the Nation address in July 2018, he said that the enactment of the Package 2 is what stands between today and millions of jobs in the near future. The country's economic managers also believe that this policy would invite business into the Philippines. More business, according to them, means more jobs, more opportunities, and a steady inflation rate. Despite this great promise and intent, the current chronic crisis, aggravated by Train, darkly foreshadows otherwise. As it is, foreign and local corporations are already sitting on hundreds of billions in pesos in profits at the expense of workers and people's rights and welfare. And all Train 2 aims to do is to give them more. The lowest income of 18.1 million or 80% of families, meanwhile, have annual incomes of at most 365,000 pesos to as low as a meager 17,300 or even less. A huge number of these families are working in the informal sector or worse, jobless. The youth, Mr. Speaker, are also at the bitter end of this stick. With a 10% tax increase for higher education institutions, this representation, by the long history of endless tuition fee increases, forecast billionaire school franchises and privately owned education institutions to impose a barrage of tuition and other school fee increases for students nationwide come the implementation of this tax hike. We implore the administration's economic managers and these representations' colleagues to rethink these steps in tax reform. The majority of the Filipino people has suffered enough from Train, and to pass another anti-people tax reform would mortgage our future. To pass this anti-poor tax reform would be a great disservice to Filipinos, who are left with empty stomachs as the inflation rate skyrockets at present. The aforementioned reasons and the duty to serve the people is why this representation votes no to House Bill 8083. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Villarin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Akbayan votes no to a bill that lost its narrative of tax reform, acceleration, and incentives. Renaming this measure didn't make the narrative right. Without exhaustive deliberations and clear-cut, reliable figures to back up this measure, this bill was doomed from the start. With the macroeconomic fundamentals going haywire and a government in a state of denial that high inflation is no cause for worry as it is a result of economic growth, this Trabajo Bill only provides an illusion of full employment and massive investments. Mr. Speaker, fiscal policies are not made in a vacuum, but must reflect people's realities. The only reality now is people suffering from a regime that kills people through EJKs and taxes. With an economic and political crisis happening, this measure adds up to our people's suffering. Again, Akbayan rejects this measure. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Sarate.
Ginoong Speaker, no ang boto ng bayan muna sa panukalang Train 2 ng Administrasyong Duterte. Hindi na po tayo papayag na magkaroon ng Sagasa the sequel mula sa tax reform program ng anti-mahirap at pro-mayaman na Train 1. Tanong natin mula pa man nang simulan ang deliberasyon ng Train 2 kung ano ang tinutungtungan ng Train 2 kung ang Train 1 ay na train wreck. Kumbaga, nasagasaan na nga, aatrasan pa para sagasaan ulit. Hindi po natin ito payagan, Ginoong Speaker. Ngayon po ay nahaharap tayo sa inflasyon na pinakamataas sa loob ng isang dekada. Ang piso ay bumabagsak. Hindi po maaaring sabihin na walang pag-iimbot na ang mga dagdag buwis ay walang ginagawang bigwas sa ating naghihingalong ekonomiya. Ngayon ay nais nating bawasan ang corporate income tax mula sa kita sa panghuhutot sa Train 1 sa ordinaryong mamamayan. Nasaan ang progressive taxation dito, Mr. Speaker? Ang totoo, ang train packages 1 at 2, pati na ang iba pang pahabol na Train 1-B, ay mga panukalang nais lamang pigain pa ng higit ang mamamayan at maligtas sa pagbabayad ng buwis ang mamalalaking korporasyon at ang mga mayayaman. Sa kalagayang laganap ang kahirapan, sa sitwasyong marami ang nakaranas ng gutom, paano natin maaatim na magsasabatas ng kahit anong panukalang magtataas ng kahit piso sa mga pangunahing bilihin at petrolyo? Sa kalagayang ang layo ng pagitan ng mayayaman at mahihirap sa ating bansa, paano natin malulunok ang panukalang pababae ng buwis ng mga mayayaman at malalaking korporasyon? Sila ay yung mayaman na makailang ulit, sa katunayan ay tumatakas pa sa buwis sa kasalukuyang eskema. Ano ang dahilan upang lubos pa silang paluwagan habang ginigipit natin ang mga ordinaryong Pilipino sa mga dagdag buwis? Matagal nang napatunayan na hindi ang sinasabing investments ang sasagot sa ating mahirap na kalagayan. Ilang dekada nang bukang bibig ng mga economic managers, hindi lang ng kasalukuyang administrasyon, kundi ng mga nakaraan din, ang mga katagang attract foreign investments o to create jobs. Ngunit ano ang kalagayan ng ating mamamayan sa ngayon, Ginoong Speaker? Lubog sa kahirapan, marami ang walang trabaho, marami pa rin ang walang sariling lupa sa isang lipunang walang nagsasarili at maunlad na industriya at agrikultura. Ginoong Speaker, kapwa ko mga mambabatas, huwag na nating bigyan muli ng false hope ang mamamayan na itong mga sistema ng pagbubuwis ay maibsan ang pasanin nila sa araw-araw. Huwag na nating hagurin ang likod ng mga mayayamang masakit na ang likod, ang mga mamamayang masakit na ang likod sa kakakayod araw-araw sa pamamagitan ng cash transfers program. Tutulan ang Train 1 at Train 2, progresibong sistema ng pagbubuwis, ipaglaban. Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Before we proceed, Mr. Speaker, let us first greet the guests of the Honorable.
Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Distinguished Gentleman Representative Aglam is recognized.
I previously reserved my right to submit a written explanation of my negative vote, but I would like now to articulate my reasons. Can I be allowed to explain my negative vote?
You may do so, Representative Lagman.
This Trabajo Bill or Train 2 is a deadly sequel to a disastrous Train 1 for the disadvantaged and marginalized sectors of our society. Number 2, no estimates were given by the sponsoring committee or by the Department of Finance on what is the projection on job generation if this bill is enacted into law. Number 3, there is no assurance that corporate income tax evasion and avoidance will be foreclosed or discouraged if this bill will become a law. 4, there is no projection on how many businesses, both foreign and domestic, will relocate with the removal of tax incentives, which in the first place were granted as attraction to foreign investors and to make the country competitive in the investors' market. For all of these reasons and the reasons already forwarded by those who oppose this measure, I vote no to the Train 2 or the Trabajo Bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, let us now greet the guests of the Honorable Jeffrey Conghun from the 1st District of Zambales. They are the persons with disability officers and members of Barangay New Cabalan, Olongapo City, and the Barangay Council members and other officials of Barangay Buena Vista, Castillejo, Zambales.
All guests of the Honorable Representative Conghun, we welcome you to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, also let us acknowledge the guests of the Honorable Ping Amante from the 2nd District of Agusan del Norte. They are Ms. Rainbow Concha, Ms. Hasef Isaiah Lian Tambis. They are the bronze medalists in the ASEAN Cyber Kids Camp. Ms. Prelin Sandimas, Ms. Yvette Christine Concha, Steffi Tambis, and Naomi Concha.
The guest of the Honorable Ping Amante, we welcome you to the House of Representatives.
Lastly, let us now acknowledge the guests of the Honorable Christopher De Venecia from the 4th District of Pangasinan. They are the Balon Dagupan Children's Choir and the Aramal Tokok Cooperative.
We welcome you to the House of Representatives, the guest of Honorable De Venecia. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 7652. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill number 7652 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill 7652, an act requiring public telecommunications entities to provide nationwide mobile number portability to subscribers. Roll call of members for consideration of House Bill 7652. Abaya, Abayon, Abilinosa, Abo, Abueg, Atsaron, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Adbincula, Agaraw, Agabaw, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Francis Alvarez, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Argones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas at Tienza, Aumentado, Bagaw, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Barsaga, Batawel, Batucabi, Bautista Bandigan, Belaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertiz, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondoc, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maria Vida, Brosas, Bulot Bigtang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixto Rubiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilao, Castelo, Franz Castro, Franz Castro Predenil, Catampo, Caetano, Celeste, Serapica, Ceriles, Chavez, Tepeco, Juanco, Juliantes, Cortes, Cortuna, Cusalan, Crisólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipia, Datol, Daza, de Jesús, de Venecia, de Vera, de Benzor, del Mar, del Rosario, de los Montalia, Dimapor Abdullah, Dimapor Khalid, Duabit, Durano, Di, Ilago, Inverga, Irice, Irigel, Ermita Buhayin, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Ibardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer, Juliet Marie, Ferrer Luis, Perriol, Florendo, Flores, Fortun, Fortuno, Fuentebella, Garbin, García Gwendolyn, García José Enrique, García Albano, Garin Richard, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez, Gonzaga, González Alexandria, González Aurelio, González Fernando, Groseta, Gullias, Hernández, Herrera D, Hofer, Halosos, Javier, Ku, Kunghun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lasatin, Yetchon, Lik, Limkaychon, Lobrigat, Lopez Benhur, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel, Loyola, Macapagalaroyo, Maseda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, Mangdadato Suharto, Mangdadato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos, Bariño, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Meliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles, Carlo, Nolasco, Noñez Malañao, Nuaminal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bininola, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Promesias, Agabas, Akimbo, Radasa, Ramiresato, Ramos, Blampagos, Revilla, Roapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodríguez Isidro, Rodríguez Máximo, Román Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo Roque, Sacdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahales, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salón, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, César, Sarmiento, Edgar, Sabillano, Sema, Siao, Silverio, Sinson, Swansing, Estrelleta, Swansing, Coracio, Suarez, Alvarado, Tambunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Cherny, Tijada, Tebes, Chanco, Ting, Tiño, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, Ti, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Único, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Vilarde, Velasco, Velasco Catera, Viloso, Vergara, Villapuerte, Villanueva, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Villago, Yap Arthur, Yap Milesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Sarate, Subiri.
With 216 members voting in the affirmative, 0 against and 0 abstention, the Chair declares House Bill 7652 as having been approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8155. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So moved.
Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill 8155 and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill 8155, an act renewing for another 25 years the franchise granted to the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines Incorporated under Republic Act 5172 as amended by Republic Act 7530. Roll call of members for consideration of House Bill 8155. Abaya, Abayon, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg, Acheron, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabao, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Amintado, Bagao, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Berzaga, Batawid, Batocabe, Bautista Bendigan, Belaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertiz, Biazon, Billones, Brion, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maria Vida, Brosas, Bultbegtang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixtrobiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilao, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Federil, Catamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Serafica, Ceriles, Chavez, Chipeco, Cocuanco, Collantes, Cortez, Cortuna, Cosalan, Crisologo, Cuba, Quaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, Defensor del Mar, del Rosario, de la Somental, de Mapor Abdullah, de Mapor Khalid, Duabit, Durano, Di, Ilago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhayn, Escudero, Espina, Estrella, Eusebio, Evardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Ferriol Pascual, Llorendo, Flores, Fortuno, Fuentebella, Garbin, Garcia Gwendoline, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Albano, Garin Richard, Garin Sharon, Gastar, Gatselian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales, Alexandria, Goles Aurelio, Gonzales, Fernando, Gorseta, Gullas, Hernandez, Herrera D. Hofer, Halusos, Javier, Cook, Kunhun, Labad-Laban, Lacson, Lagman, Laneta, Laugan, Lasatin, Lechon, Lilium, Caichong, Lobrigat, Lopez Benhur, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel Leola, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, Magundadato Suarto, Magundadato Saljid, Marcoleta, Marcos Barino, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles, Carlo, Nolasco, Nunez Moleñao, Uminal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Vini, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Presimas, Agabas, Kimbo Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Lampagos, Sevilla, Roapuno, Robes, Racomora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Maximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar, Sevillano, Sema, Xiao, Silvero, Singson, Swansing, Estrelita, Swansing, Horacio, Suarez, y Alvarado, Tambunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Sherni, Tejada, Teves, Chanco, Ting, Tino, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupasti, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco, Cartera, Veloso, Vergara, Villaferte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Villago, Yap Arthur, Yap Pelencio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Mara Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Zubiri.
With 216 members voting in the affirmative, 0 against, and 0 in abstention, the Chair declares House Bill number 8155 as having been approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8157. For this purpose, may I request the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and to call the roll for nominal voting. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair is none. Motion is approved. The Secretary General is directed to read House Bill 8157, and thereafter call the roll for nominal voting.
House Bill 8157, an act renewing for another 25 years the franchise granted to Tiered Pass Radio TV Broadcasting Network Incorporated under Republic Act Number 8070, entitled an act granting the Tiered Pass Radio TV Broadcasting Network Incorporation a franchise to construct, establish, operate, and maintain commercial AM, FM radio and television stations in the Philippines and for other purposes. Roll call of members for consideration of House Bill 8157. Abaya, Abayon, Abilianosa, Abo, Abueg, Acharon, Ako, Pacosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Garao, Agabao, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez Franz, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Lamentado, Bagao, Bakatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barber, Barsaga, Batawel, Batocabi, Bautista Bandigan, Vilaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertis, Yason, Billones, Beron, Bolilla, Bundok, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maria Vida, Brosas, Burut Bectang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calistorbiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilo, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Predenil, Catamco, Caetano, Celeste, Serapica, Ceriles, Chavez, Chepeco, Koch, Juanco, Coliantes, Cortés, Tortuna, Cusalan, Crisolgo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Delipe, Datol, Daza, de Jesús, de Venecia, de Vera, Defensor del Mar, del Rosario de los Montalia, de Mapor Abdullah, de Mapor Muhammad Khalid, Duabit, Durano, Di, Ilago, Inverga, Erice, Eriguel, Ermita, Buain, Scudera, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Ibardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer, Juliet, Ferrer, Luis, Periol, Floyrenda, Flores, Fortuno, Fuentevilla, Garbin, Garcia Gwendolyn, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Albano, Garin Oscar, Garin Sharon, Gasatay, Gatselian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark Gomez, Gonzaga, González Alexandria, González Aurelio, González Fernando, Rosetta, Julias Hernández, Herreradi, Hofer, Halosos, Javier, Ko, Honghun, Labadaban, Lachong, Lagban, Lanete, Laugan, Lesatin, Liachon, Li, Limcaychon, Lubricat, Lopez Benhur, Lopez Caro, Lopez Manulis, Loyola, Macapagal-Arroyo, Maceta, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawa, mga dadato Suharto, mga dadato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos Mariño, Marquez Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Núñez Malañao, Nuaminal, Ocampo, Olivares, On Edwin, On Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bininola, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Primicia, Sagabas, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Relampagos, Revilla, Ruapuna, Robes, Rocamora, Rodríguez Isidro, Rodríguez Máximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo, Roque, Sacdalan, Sacretaria, Sahales, Salceda, Salimbaon, Salón, Sambar, Sandoval, San Copan, Santos Reco, Sarmiento César, Sarmiento Edgar Mary, Sabillano, Semas, Xiao Silvera, Sinson, Swansea, Estrelleta, Swansea, Horacio, Suárez, Alvarado, Tan Bonting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Cherny, Tijada, Tebes, Chanco, Ting, Tiño, Tolentino, Treña, Stugma, Tupas, Ti, Umali, Onavia, Ungab, Único, Uy, Juliet, Orlando, Ibareta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Vilarde, Velasco, Velasco Catera, Viloso, Vergara, Villeperte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suárez, Villarica, Villarín, Villago, Yap Arthur, Yap Pilesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Subiri.
With 216 members voting in the affirmative, 0 against, and 0 abstention, the Chair declares House Bill 8157 as having been approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 6326. And for this purpose, may I request the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair is none. The motion is approved.
House Bill 6326, an act converting the Midsayap Extension Office of the Land Transportation Office located in Midsayap, North Cotabato into a regular LTO district office and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill 6326. Honorable members Abaya, Abayo, Nabelyanosa, Abu, Abuega, Cheron, Acop, Acosta, Acosta, Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabagaho, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagao, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Bersaga, Batawil, Batocabe, Bautista Bendigan, Vilaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bertis, Biason, Billones, Brion, Bolilla, Bondoc, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Marevida, Brosas, Bullet Bectang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixtrobiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Caric, Casilao, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Federil, Catamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Serafica, Ceriles, Chavez, Chipeco, Coanco, Collantes, Cortuna, Cortés, Cosalan, Cosologo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Delipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, Defensor del Mar del Rosario, De los Montañas, De Maporo Abdullah, De Maporo Khalid, Duabit Durano, D. Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Ibardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Ferrer Pascual, Florendo, Flores, Fortuna, Puentebella, Garbin, Garcia Gwendolyn, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Albano, Garin Richard, Garin Sharon, Gacetayag, Gatchalian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Fernando, Groseta, Gullias Hernandez, Herrera D. Hofer, Jos Javier, Ko, Kunhun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Lanete, Loggan, Laustin, Lechon, Lee, Lim Kaichong, Lobregat, Lopez Benhur, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel, Deola, Macapagal-Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, Magunda dato sa Harto, Magunda dato sa Jid, Marcoleta, Marcos Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Ding, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Nunez Malanyaon, Ominal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Vini, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Promisimes, Agabao, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Lampagos, Sevilla, Rowapuno, Robles, Rocamora, Rodriguez, Isidro, Rodriguez, Maximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo, Roque, Sakdalan, Garbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Limbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar, Sevillano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing, Estrelita, Swansing, Horacio, Suarez, si Alvarado, Tambunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Shorni, Tejada, Teves, Tiangco, Ting, Tino, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Juliet, Rolando, Barreta, Vergas, Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco, Lord, Velasco, Cartera, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva, Villarasa, Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Villago, Yap Arthur, Yap Melencio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Zubiri.
With 217 members voting in the affirmative, 0 against, and 0 abstention, the Chair declares House Bill number 6326 as having been approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 7882. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair is none. The motion is approved.
House Bill 7882, an act declaring the Basilica of Our Lady of the Rosary of Manawag in the Municipality of Manawag, Province of Pangasinan, a tourist destination, providing for its development and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members for consideration of House Bill 7882. Abaya, na Villanosa, Abo, Abueg at Saron, Ako, Pacosta, Acosta, Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabao, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbizon, Arcides, Arenas, Atienza, Amintado, Bagao, Bakatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Bersaga, Batawil, Batocabi, Bautista Bandican, Bilaro, Belmonte Pelesiano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertis, Biason, Billones, Beron, Bolilla, Bondo, Bordado, Bravo, Anthony, Bravo, Morea Vida, Brosas, Bulutbectang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixtorbiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilla, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Pradinil, Catamco, Caetano, Celeste, Serapica, Ceriles, Chavez, Tipeco, Coco, Juanco, Coliantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Cosalan, Crisólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, de Tol, Daza, de Jesús, de Venecia, de Vera, Defensor del Mar, del Rosario, de los Montalia, Dimapor Abdullah, Dimapor Mohamed Khalid, Duabit, Durano, Di, Ilago, Enverga, Erice, Eriguel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Bardone, Farinas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Ferriol, Florenda, Flores, Fortuno, Fentevella, Garbin, Garcia Gwendolyn, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Albano, Garin Oscar, Gasin Sharon, Gasatay, Gasalian, Heron, Go, Ana Cristina, Go, Mark Gomez, Gonzaga, González Alexandria, González Aurelio, González Fernando, Goroseta, Gulias, Hernández, Herrera D. Hofer, Alasos, Javier, Koch, Unhun, Labad-Dabad, Lacson, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lasatin, Liachon, Lee, Lincaichon, Lobrigat, Lopez Benhur, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manulis, Loyola, Macapagal-Arroyo, Maceda, Matrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, mga Dudato, Soharto, mga Dato Sajid, Marculeta, Marcos, Mariño, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Nunez Malañao, Waminal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bininola, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Provincias Agabas, Kimbo, Rodasa, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Glampagos, Revilla, Roapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Maximo, Roman Romero, Romualdo Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahari, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Reto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar Meres, Avellano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing Estrelleta, Swansing Horacios, Suarez, Si Alvarado, Tan Bunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Sherny, Tijada, Tebes, Chanco, Tiño, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Único, Uy Juliet, Orlando, Ibarreta, Vargas Alfonso, Vilar de Velasco, Velasco Cotera, Veloso, Vergara, Villaferte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suárez, Villarica, Villarén, Yulago, Yap Arthur, Yap Meleso, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Subiri.
With 217 members voting in the affirmative, 0 against and 0 abstention, the Chair declares House Bill number 7882 as having been approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8084. And for this purpose, may I request the Secretary General to read the title of the bill and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair is none. Motion is approved.
House Bill 8084, an act rectifying the period to constitute the search committee for the presidency of the Palompon Institute of Technology and extending the deadline for its compliance with the requirements of the Commission on Higher Education for the conversion into a state university, thereby amending Section 9 and 25 of Republic Act 10599. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill 8084. Honorable members: Abaya, Abayon, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg, Acharon, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabao, Albano, Alcala, Lejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antinino, Anton, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagao, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Berzaga, Batawid, Batocabi, Bautista Bendigan, Belaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertiz, Biason, Billones, Brion, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maria Vida, Brosas, Bulitbegtang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixto Rubiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilao, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Ferdenil, Catamco, Cayetano, Celestes, Rafica, Ceriles, Chavez, Chepeco, Coanco, Collantes, Cortes, Cortuna, Cosolan, Crisologo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, Defensor, Del Mar, Del Rosario, De Los Amontalla, De Maporo, Abdullah, De Maporo, Khalid, Duavit, Durano, Di Elago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhayin, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Everdone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Ferrer Pascual, Lorendo, Flores, Fortuno, Fuentebella, Garbin, Garcia Gwendolyn, Garcia Jose Enrique, Garcia Albano, Garin Richard, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez Gonzaga, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Fernando, Groseta, Gullias Hernandez, Herrera D. Hofer, Halosos, Javier, Co, Kunhun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lasatin, Lechon, Lee, Lamcansiong, Labrigat, Lopez Benher, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel, Leola, Marcapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, Magundadato Suharto, Magundadato Zajid, Marcoleta, Marcos Marino, Marquez Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Nunez Malañaon, Omenal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Vini, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Premisias, Agabas, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Lampagos, Sevilla, Roapuno, Robles, Acomora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Maximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdo Roques, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Rectos, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar, Sevillano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez, C. Alvarado, Tambunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Sherni, Tejada, Tevez, Tiangco, Ting, Tino, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugnas, Tupas, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco Lord Alan J, Velasco Cartera, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Villago, Yap Arthur, Yap Milencio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Mayacamen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Zubiri.
With 217 members voting in the affirmative, 0 against, and 0 abstentions, the Chair declares House Bill number 8084 approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8112, printed copies of which were distributed to the members pursuant to the rules of the House. For this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter to read the call of and the roll for nominal voting. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair is none. Motion is approved.
House Bill number 8112, an act declaring February 13 of every year a special non-working holiday in the city of Parañaque, Metro Manila, in commemoration of its founding anniversary. Roll call of members for consideration of House Bill 8112. Abaya, Abayon, Avellanosa, Abo, Abueg, Acharon, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabao, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara, Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino, Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbizon, Arcilias, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagao, Bagatsing, Bagiliat, Banal, Barbers, Barsaga, Batawid, Batocabi, Bautista Bandiga, Bilaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Cristiper, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertis, Biason, Billones, Beron, Bolilla, Bondoc, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maria Vida, Brosas, Bulutbegtang, Cagas, Caralang, Calderon, Calistorbiano, Caminero, Campus, Canama, Cari, Casilao, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Predenil, Catamco, Caetano, Celeste, Seráfica, Ceriles, Chávez, Chipeco, Coc, Juanco, Colliantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Coselán, Crisólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Delipia, Datol, Daza, de Jesús, de Venecia, de Vera, Defensor del Mar, del Rosario, de los Montalia, Dimapor Abdullah, Dimapor Mohamed Khalid, Duabit, Durano, Di, Ilago, Inverga, Erice, Eriguel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Bardone, Farinas, Fernando, Ferrer, Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Ferriol, Ploirende, Flores, Fortuno, Fentevella, Garbin, García, Gwendolyn, García, José Enrique, García Albano, Garin, Oscar, Garin Sharon, Gazatay, Gatchalian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez, Gonzaga, González, Alexandria, González, Aurelio, González, Fernando, Goroseta, Gullias, Hernández, Herrera D, Hofer, a los hosts, Javier, Co, Kunghun, Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lasetin, Liachon, Lili, Caichong, Lobrigat, Lopez Benhur, Lopez Carlos, Lopez Manuel Luis, Loyola, Macapagalaroya, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, Mangondodato Suharto, Mangondodato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos, Mariño, Marquez, Martínez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles, Carlo, Nolasco, Núñez Malañao, Nuamina, Locampo, Olivares, On Edwin, On Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bininola, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Peneda, Plaza, Provincia Sagabas, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Lampagos, Revilla, Ruapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodríguez Isidro, Rodríguez Máximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo, Roque, Sacdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahales, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salón, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, César, Sarmiento, Edgar Mary, Sabillano, Sema, Siao, Silveria, Sinson, Swansing Estrelleta, Swansing Horacio, Suarez, Alvarado, Tan Bunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Cherny, Tijada, Tebes, Chanco, Tiño, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Único, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco, Velasco Catera, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva, Villaraza Suárez, Villarica, Villarín, Yulago, Yap Arthur, Yap Melesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Zubiri.
With 220 members voting in the affirmative, 0 against and 0 abstention, the Chair declares House Bill 8112 as approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8133, printed copies of which were distributed to the members pursuant to the rules of the House. For this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair is none. The motion is approved.
House Bill 8133, an act authorizing the Central Mindanao University to construct additional classroom, laboratories, and dormitories and appropriating funds therefor. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill 8133. Honorable members: Abaya, Abayon, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg, Acheron, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabao, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Amentado, Bagao, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Bersaga, Batawil, Batocabe, Bautista Bendigan, Belaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Sir Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertiz, Biason, Billones, Breon, Bulilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maria Vida, Brosas, Bulit Pagitang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixto Rubiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilao, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Fredinil, Catamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Serafica, Ceriles, Chavez, Chipeco, Coco, Wanco, Collantes, Cortez, Fortuna, Cosalan, Soldogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, Defensor del Mar, del Rosario, De Los Montalia, De Maporo Abdullah, De Maporo Khalid, Duawit Durano, D. Ilago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Evardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer Julius, Ferrer Luis, Ferrer Pascual, Florendo, Flores, Fortuno, Montebella, Garbin, Garcia, Gwendolyn, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garcia Albano, Garin Richard, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchelian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez Gonzaga, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Fernando, Groseta, Gullas, Hernandez, Herrera D., Hofer, Halusos, Javier, Co, Kunhun, Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Laneta, Laugan, Lasatin, Leachon, Lee, Lim Kaichong, Labrigat, Lopez Benhir, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel, Leola, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawan, Magundadato Suarto, Magundadato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles, Carlo, Nolascon, Nunez Malañaon, Ominal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bini, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Permisias, Agabas, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez, Santos, Ramos, Lampagos, Revilla, Roa Puno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodriguez, Isidro, Rodriguez, Maximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Silimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar, Sevillano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing, Estrelita, Swansing, Horacio, Suarez, Si Alvarado, Tambunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Sharni, Tejada, Teves, Tiangco, Ting, Tino, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, Di, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas Alfonso, Vilarde, Velasco, Castera, Viloso, Vergara, Villaferte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Villago, Yap Arthur, Yap Nilencio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Zubiri.
With 220 voting in the affirmative, 0 negative, 0 abstention, Chair declares House Bill number 8133 approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8140, printed copies of which were distributed to the members pursuant to the rules of the House. For this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The motion is approved.
House Bill 8140, an act establishing a provincial office of the Commission on Higher Education in the province of Negros Occidental and appropriating funds, therefore. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill 8140. Abaya, Abayon, Avellanosa, Abo, Abueg, Acharon, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Gabaw, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara, Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino, Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagao, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Basaga, Batawel, Batocabi, Bautista Bandiga, Bildaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Vernos, Vertiz, Biason, Billones, Biron, Bolilla, Bondoc, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Moreabida, Brosas, Bulbictang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calistorbiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilla, Castelo, Castro Franz, Castro Predenil, Catamco, Caetano, Celeste, Seráfica, Ceriles, Chávez, Chepeco, Coco, Juanco, Juliantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Coselán, Crisólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Delipe, de Tol, Daza, de Jesús, de Venecia, de Vera, Defensor del Mar, del Rosario, de los Montalia, de Mapor Abdullah, de Mapor Mohamed Khalid, Duabit, Durano, Di, Ilago, Enverga, Erice, Eriguel, Ermita, Buhain, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Ibardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer, Juliet, Ferrer, Luis, Perriol, Ploirendo, Flores, Fortuna, Fentevelle, Garbín, García, Gwendolyn, García, José Enrique, García Albano, Garin Oscar, Garin Sharon, Gasata, Gasalan, Heron, Goana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez, Gonzaga, González Alexandria, González Aurelia, González Fernando, Groseta, Gulias Hernández, Herrera D, Hofer Los Javier, Ku, Conjun, Labad, Laxon, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lasatin, Liachon, Lee, Dingbaychon, Lobrigat, López Benhur, López Carlo, Lopez Manuel, Loyola, Macapagalaroy, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, mga dadato Suharto, mga dadato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos Marino, Marquez Martinez, Matugas, Villana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles, Carlos, Nolasco, Núñez Malañón, Aminalo, Campo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bininola, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Promisia, Sacbas, Kimbo, Coradaza, Ramirez Aro, Sator, Ramos, Lampagos, Revilla, Roapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodríguez Isidro, Rodríguez Máximo, Román, Romero, Romualdo, Roque, Sacdalan, Sagarbaria, Sajales, Salceda, Salimbang, Gonzalo, Salón, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento, César, Sarmiento, Edgar Mary, Sabillano, Sema, Siao, Silvero, Sinson, Swansing, Estrellata, Swansing, Horacio, Suarez, Alvarado, Tan Bunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Cherny, Tijada, Tevez, Chanco, Tiño, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupasti, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Bareta, Vargas, Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco Cotera, Viloso, Vergara, Villaferte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suárez, Villarica, Villarín, Violago, Yap Arthur, Yap Milesio, Yap Víctor, Yu, Zamore Mar Carmen, Zamore Ronaldo, Zarate, Subiri.
With 222 members voting in the affirmative, 0 negative, and 0 abstention, the chair declares House Bill number 8140 approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8141, printed copies of which were distributed to the members pursuant to the rules of the House. For this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the measure and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved.
House Bill 8141, an act establishing the campus of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines in Caloocan City North, to be known as the Polytechnic University of the Philippines Caloocan City North Campus, and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call and members in consideration of House Bill 8141, honorable members Abaya, Abayon, Abellanosa, Abu, Abueg, at Charon, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabao, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagaw, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Barzaga, Batawil, Batocabe, Bautista Bendigan, Belaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertiz, Biason, Billones, Brion, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Maria Vida, Rosas, Bulitbegtang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixto Ribiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilao, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Fedenil, Catamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Serafica, Ciriles, Chavez, Chipeco, Coanco, Collantes, Cortez, Cortuna, Cosalan, Crisologo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, Defensor, Del Mar, Del Rosario, De Los Montaña, Demoporo, Abdullah, Demoporo, Khalid, Duavit, Durano, D. Ilago, Enverga, Erice, Erigel, Ermita, Buhayin, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Everdonia, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer, Juliet, Ferrer, Luis, Ferrer, Pascual, Ferrendo, Flores, Fortuno, Fuentebella, Garbin, Garcia, Gwendolyn, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garcia Albano, Garin Richard, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Fernando, Groseta, Gullias, Hernandez, Herrera, D. Hofer, Halusos, Javier, Co, Kunhud, Labad-Laban, Lacson, Lagman, Llanete, Laugan, Lasatin, Liachon, Lilim, Kaychoy, Lobregat, Lopez Benher, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel, Leola, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawan, Magundadato Suarto, Magundadato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos, Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles, Jericho, Nograles, Carlo, Nolasco, Nunez Malañaon, Ominal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Vini, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Premisias, Agabas, Kimbo, Rodasa, Ramirez, Sato, Ramos, Lampagos, Revilla, Roapuno, Robes, Racomora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Maximo, Roman Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmento Cesar, Sarmento Edgar, Sabillano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing Estrelita, Swansing Horacio, Suarez, Si Alvarado, Tambunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Shorni, Tejada, Teves, Tiangco, Ting, Tino, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco, Velasco Cartera, Veloso, Vergara, Villaferte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Villago, Yap Arthur, Yap Melencio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Zubiri.
With 222 members voting in the affirmative, 0 negative, and 0 abstention, the Chair declares House Bill number 8142 as approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8142, printed copies of which were distributed to the members pursuant to the rules of the House. For this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The Chair is none. The same is approved.
House Bill 8142, an act declaring the island of Balangigi in the municipality of Pio Corpus, province of Masbate, an ecotourism site and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members for consideration of House Bill 8142. Abaya, Abayon, Abellanosa, Abo, Abueg, Charon, Acop, Acosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabao, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagaw, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Barsaga, Batawil, Batocabi, Bautista Bandiga, Ambilaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Vertiz, Biason, Billones, Beron, Bolilla, Bundok, Bordado, Bravo, Anthony, Bravo, Maria Vida, Brosas, Bulutbectan, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixto, Rubiano, Caminero, Campus, Canama, Cari, Casilla, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Pedenil, Catamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Serabica, Ceriles, Chavez Chepeco, Coco, Juanco, Culiantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Cosalán, Cresólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Delipe, Datul, Daza, de Jesús, de Venecia, de Vera, Defensor del Mar, del Rosario, de los Montalia, Dimapor Abdullah, Dimapor Mohamed Khalid, Duapit, Dorano, Di, Ilago, Inverga, Erice, Eriquel, Ermita Buhagin, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Ibardone, Fariñas, Fernando, Pero Juliet, Pero Luis, Periol, Ployorendo, Flores, Fortuno, Fentevilla, Garbín, García, Gwendolyn, García José Enrique, García Albano, Garin Oscar, Garin Sharon, Gasatay, Gatselian, Heron, Go, Ana Cristina, Go, Mark, Gómez, Gonzaga, González, Alexandria, González, Aurelia, González, Fernando, Roseta, Gulias, Fernández, Herrera, Hofer, Halosos, Javier, Coco, Juan, Conjun, Labadabat, Laxon, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lasatin, Lechon, Lee, Lincachon, Lobrugat, Lopez Penol, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manulis, Loyola, Mancapaglaroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawa, mga Dadato Suharto, mga Dadato Sajid, Marcoleta, Marcos Barino, Marquez Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Núñez Malaña, Nuaminal, Ocampo, Olivares, On Edwin, On Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bininola, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Peneda, Plaza, Primicia, Sagabas, Kimbo, Cradasa, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Lampagos, Revilla, Roapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodríguez Isidro, Rodríguez Máximo, Román, Romero, Romualdez, Romualdo Rojas, Sagdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahari, Salcedo, Serimba, Gonzalo, Salón, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Reco, Sarmiento César, Sarmiento Edgar Mérez, Avillano, Sema, Ciao, Silvero, Sinson, Swansing Estrellata, Swansing Horacio, Suárez, Alvarado, Tambunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Cherny, Tijada, Tebes, Chanco, Ting, Tiño, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, Ti, Omali, Onabia, Ungab, Único, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Barreta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco, Velasco Cotera, Veloso, Vergara, Villaverde, Villanueva, Villarasa Suárez, Villarica, Villarín, Guelago, Yap Arthur, Yap Ilesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora, María Carmen, Zamora Ronaldo, Zarate, Sobiri.
With 225 members voting in the affirmative, 0 against, and 0 abstention, the Chair declares House Bill number 8142 as having been approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the consideration on third reading of House Bill number 8146, printed copies of which were distributed to the members pursuant to the rules of the House. For this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the measure and thereafter to call the roll for nominal voting. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. The same is approved.
House Bill 8146, an act establishing the brackish water multi-species hatchery in the municipality of Lala, province of Lanao del Norte, and appropriating funds therefore. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill 8146. Honorable members. Abaya, Nabelyanosa, Abu, Abueg, at Charon, Acop, Acosta, Alba, Adyong, Advíncula, Agaraw, Agabaw, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara, Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino, Magsaysay, Aragones, Arbison, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagaw, Bagatsing, Bagilat, Banal, Barbers, Bersaga, Batawil, Batocabe, Bautista, Bendigan, Belaro, Belmonte, Feliciano, Belmonte, Jose Christopher, Belmonte, Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertis, Biason, Billones, Brion, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo, Anthony, Bravo, Maria Vida, Brosas, Bulot, Begtang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixto Rubiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilao, Castelo, Castro France, Castro Ferdinil, Catamco, Cayetano, Celeste, Serafica, Ceriles, Chavez, Chipeco, Coanco, Collantes, Cortez, Cortuna, Cosalan, Crisologo, Cuba, Quaresma, Cueva, Dalipe, Datol, Daza, De Jesus, De Venecia, De Vera, De Vensor, Del Mar, Del Rosario, De Los Montalia, De Maporo Abdullah, De Maporo Khalid, Duavit Dorano, Di Elago, Enverga, Erice, Ergel, Ermita Buhayin, Escudero, Espina, Espino, Estrella, Eusebio, Everdone, Fariñas, Fernando, Ferrer, Juliet, Ferrer, Luis, Ferrer, Pascual, Florendo, Flores, Fortuno, Fuentebella, Garbin, Garcia, Gwendolyn, Garcia, Jose Enrique, Garcia Albano, Garin Richard, Garin Sharon, Gasataya, Gatchalian, Heron, Go Ana Cristina, Go Mark, Gomez, Gonzaga, Gonzales Alexandria, Gonzales Aurelio, Gonzales Fernando, Goroseta, Gullas, Hernandez, Herrera D. Hofer, Halusos, Javier, Co, Kunhun, Labad-Labad, Lacson, Lagman, Llanete, Laugan, Lasatin, Liachon, Lilem, Kaichoy, Lobregat, Lopez Benher, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel Leola, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, Magundadato Suarto, Magundadato Zajid, Marcoleta, Marcos Marino, Marquez, Martinez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Nunez Malañaon, Ominal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bini, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papandayan, Pichay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Persimes, Agabas, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sator, Ramos, Lampagos, Revilla, Roapuno, Robles, Rocomora, Rodriguez Isidro, Rodriguez Maximo, Roman, Romero, Romualdez, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sahali, Salceda, Silimbangon, Salo, Salon, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento Cesar, Sarmiento Edgar, Sabillano, Sema, Xiao, Silverio, Singson, Swansing, Estrelitas, Swansing, Horacio, Suarez, si Alvarado, Tan Bunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Sherni, Teada, Teves, Tiangco, Ting, Tino, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupasti, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco, Velasco Cartera, Veloso, Vergara, Villafuerte, Villanueva, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Villolago, Yap Arthur, Yap Milencio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Rolando, Zarate Zubiri.
With 225 members voting in the affirmative, 0 negative, 0 abstention, Chair declares House Bill number 8146 as approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the same motion, we request for nominal voting of House Bill number 8151. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Any objection? Chair is none. Motion is approved.
House Bill 8151, an act converting the Satellite Office of Maritime Industry Authority located in Calbayog City, Province of Samar, into an extension office appropriating funds, therefore. Roll call of members in consideration of House Bill 8151. Abaya, Abayon, Avellanosa, Abo, Abueg, Acharon, Ako, Pacosta, Acosta Alba, Adjong, Advincula, Agaraw, Agabao, Albano, Alcala, Alejano, Almario, Almonte, Alonte, Alvarez France, Alvarez Mercedes, Alvarez Pantaleon, Amante, Amatong, Andaya, Angara Castillo, Antonino, Antonio, Aquino, Magsaysay, Argonas, Arbizon, Arcillas, Arenas, Atienza, Aumentado, Bagao, Bagatsing, Bagidat, Banal, Barbers, Bersaga, Batawen, Batocabi, Bautista, Bandigan, Bilaro, Belmonte Feliciano, Belmonte Jose Christopher, Belmonte Ricardo, Benitez, Bernos, Bertiz, Biason, Billones, Veron, Bolilla, Bondok, Bordado, Bravo Anthony, Bravo Moravida, Brosas, Bulutwectang, Cagas, Calalang, Calderon, Calixto Rubiano, Caminero, Campos, Canama, Cari, Casilo, Castello, Castro Franz, Castro Pradinil, Catamco, Caetano, Celeste, Serapica, Ceriles, Chavez, Tepeco, Coco, Juanco, Coliantes, Cortés, Cortuna, Cusalan, Crisólogo, Cuba, Cuaresma, Cueva, Dalibia, Datol, Daza, de Jesus, de Venecia, de Vera, Defensor del Mar, del Rosario de los Montalia, Dimapor Abdullah, Dimapor Mohamed Khalid, Tuabit, Durano, Di, Ilago, Niverga, Erice, Eriguel, Ermita Buhain, Scuderes, Pina, Spino, Estrella, Eusebio, Bardone, Parinas, Fernando, Ferrer Juliet, Ferrer Luis, Ferriol, Florendo, Flores, Fortuno, Fentevilla, Garbin, García, Gwendolyn, García, José Enrique, García Galvano, Garin, Oscar, Garin Sharon, Gazatay, Gazelian, Heron, Go, Ana Cristina, Go, Mark Gomez, Gonzaga, González Alexandria, González Aurelio, González Fernando, Goroseta, Julias Hernández, Herardí, Hofer, Alosos, Javier, Cojunjun, Labadabad, Laxon, Lagman, Lanete, Laugan, Lasatin, Liachon, Lee, Limcaychon, Lobrigat, Lopez Benhur, Lopez Carlo, Lopez Manuel Ruiz, Loyola, Macapagal-Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Malapitan, Manalo, Mangawang, Mangodato, Suharto, Mangodato, Sajid, Marculeta, Marcos, Mariño, Marquez, Martínez, Matugas, Miliana, Mending, Mendoza, Mercado, Mirasol, Montoro, Nava, Nieto, Noel, Nograles Jericho, Nograles Carlo, Nolasco, Núñez Malañón, Aminal, Ocampo, Olivares, Ong Edwin, Ong Henry, Ortega Pablo, Ortega Bininola, Pacquiao, Paduano, Palma, Pancho, Panganiban, Panotes, Papanday, Pinchay, Pimentel, Pineda, Plaza, Permisias, Acabas, Kimbo, Radasa, Ramirez Sato, Ramos, Lampagos, Revilla, Roapuno, Robes, Rocamora, Rodríguez Isidro, Rodríguez Máximo, Román Romero, Romualdo Roque, Sacdalan, Sagrabaria, Sares, Salceda, Salimbangon, Salo, Salón, Sambar, Sandoval, Sancopan, Santos Recto, Sarmiento César, Sarmiento Edgar Mérez, Abellano, Sema, Xiao, Silvero, Sinson, Swansing Estrelleta, Swansing Horacio, Suarez, Alvarado, Tan Bunting, Tan Angelina, Tan Milagrosa, Tan Sherny, Tihada, Tebes, Chanco, Ting, Tino, Tolentino, Treñas, Tugna, Tupas, T. Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Unico, Uy Juliet, Uy Rolando, Uy Barreta, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velarde, Velasco, Velasco Cotera, Veloso, Vergara, Puerta, Villanueva, Villarasa Suarez, Villarica, Villarin, Violago, Yap Artur, Yap Milesio, Yap Victor, Yu, Zamora Maria Carmen, Sabor Ronaldo, Zarate, Sobiri.
With members voting, 225 voting in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, 0 abstention, the Chair declares House Bill number 8151 as approved on third reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we direct the Secretary General to immediately transmit the bills approved on third reading to the Senate of the Republic of the Philippines. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. The same is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, at this juncture, I move that we recognize some guests of the House of Representatives, specifically the parent-teachers, community officers of the President Ramon Magsaysay State University, namely Jewel May Robles, Emily Titular, Marilu Acayan, Ninfa Sudweste, Mercedes Trinidad, Eric Galang, Alvin Abadam, Daniel Bakilar, Marjorie Famanila, Dolores Chong, Maria Teresa Huang, and Ruben Pacheco, guests of the Honorable Cheryl Deloso Montalia, distinguished member from Zambales. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
To the guest of the Honorable Deloso, welcome. We welcome you to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the House and the Senate have approved on third reading House Bill number 6551 and Senate Bill number 1654 respectively, converting the Bicol Sanitarium in the municipality of Cabusao, province of Camarines Sur, into a geriatric medical center to be known as the Bicol Regional Geriatric Medical Center. We have been informed that the Committee on Health sponsor of House Bill number 6551, as well as the authors thereof, are in concurrence with the provisions of Senate Bill number 1654. In accordance with our rules, I move that we adopt Senate Bill number 1654 as an amendment to House Bill number 6551. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the House and the Senate have approved on third reading House Bill number 7503 and Senate Bill number 1455 respectively, which seek to declare the Filipino Sign Language as the national sign language of the Filipino deaf and the official sign language of government in all transactions involving the deaf, and mandating its use in schools, broadcast media, and workplaces. We have been informed that the Committee on Social Services, sponsor of House Bill number 7503, as well as the authors thereof, are in concurrence with the provisions of Senate Bill number 1455. In accordance with our rules, I move that we adopt Senate Bill number 1455 as an amendment to House Bill number 7503. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the House and the Senate have approved on third reading House Bill number 5881 and Senate Bill number 1586 respectively, establishing the Soc Sergeant General Hospital in the municipality of Surala, province of South Cotabato. We have been informed that the Committee on Health, sponsor of House Bill number 5881, as well as the authors thereof, are in concurrence with the provisions of Senate Bill number 1586. In accordance with our rules, I move that we adopt Senate Bill number 1586 as an amendment to House Bill number 5881. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the House and the Senate have approved on third reading House Bill number 6521 and Senate Bill number 1649 respectively, upgrading the Bataan Provincial Hospital in the province of Bataan into a Level 3 teaching and training hospital to be known as the Bataan General Hospital and Medical Center. We have been informed that the Committee on Health, sponsor of House Bill number 6521, as well as the authors thereof, are in concurrence with the provisions of Senate Bill number 1649. In accordance with our rules, I move that we adopt Senate Bill number 1649 as an amendment to House Bill number 6521. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of a message from the Senate informing the House that the Senate passed with amendments House Bill number 5880 entitled An Act upgrading the Amay Pakpak Medical Center in Marawi City, province of Lanao del Sur, and appropriating funds therefore. We have been advised that the Committee on Health, sponsor of the said House Bill, as well as the authors thereof, have no objections to the amendments introduced thereto by the Senate. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with our rules, I move that we concur with the Senate amendments to House Bill number 5880. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we designate the following members to the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing provisions of House Bill number 4113 and Senate Bill number 1305, which propose to increase the maternity leave period for female workers in government and private sector to 100 days and 120 days respectively. And we therefore designate the following: Representative Bernadette Herrera D., Representative Pia Cayetano, Representative Edsel Lagman, Representative Mark Go, Representative Emmy De Jesus, Representative Arnel T., and Representative Michelle Antonio. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we designate the following members to the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing provisions on House Bill number 7449, entitled An Act Appropriating the Sum of 1,161,710,000 pesos as supplemental appropriations for fiscal year 2018, namely Representative Carlo Alexei Nograles, Representative Doy Lechon, Representative Angelina Tan, Representative Estrelita Swansing, Representative Federico Sandoval, Representative Marlene Alonte, and Representative Danilo Suarez. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we designate Representative Ben Evardone to the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing provisions of House Bill number 684 and Senate Bill number 1235 on revealing the source of published news or information obtained in confidence. Vice Representative Bernadette Herrera D. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of a message from the Senate informing the House that the Senate passed with amendments House Bill number 7778, entitled An Act Reapportioning the Province of Isabela into 6 legislative districts. We have been advised that the Committee on Local Government, sponsor of the said House Bill, as well as the author thereof, have no objections to the amendments introduced thereto by the Senate. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with our rules, I move that we concur with the Senate amendments to House Bill number 7778. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of a message from the Senate informing the House that the Senate passed with amendments House Bill number 1926, entitled An Act Creating a Barangay to be known as Barangay Poblacion 2 in the municipality of Villanueva, province of Misamis Oriental. We have been advised that the Committee on Local Government, sponsor of the said House Bill, as well as the authors thereof, have no objections to the amendments introduced thereto by the Senate. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with our rules, I move that we concur with the Senate amendments to House Bill number 1926. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, today being a Monday and pursuant to our rules, I move that we open the privilege hour.
Is there any objection? The privilege hour is open.
Mr. Speaker, I now move that the gentleman from party list Magdalo, the Honorable Gary Alejano, be recognized to avail of the privilege hour.
The gentleman from Magdalo, the Honorable Gary Alejano, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon to my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I rise on a personal and collective privilege on an ongoing issue which has far-reaching implications to the justice system and stability in our country. On September 4, 2018, Presidential Proclamation number 572, dated August 31, 2018, was released in public, revoking the amnesty granted to Senator Antonio Trillanes IV more than 7 years ago. Accordingly, the granting of amnesty to Trillanes is void ab initio, a term popularized by Solicitor General Jose Calida. Before proceeding to shed light on the issue, let me state that this is a clear political persecution against Senator Trillanes through a unilateral decision of the President employing baseless accusations. I understand that the issues surrounding the revocation of the amnesty of Senator Trillanes have been reported and circulating in the media. Let me reiterate them here for the record and for those who may not be able to monitor the issues. Punta po tayo sa basihan ng pagdeklara ng pag-revoke ng amnesty ni Senator Trillanes. The basis. Una, hindi daw siya sumipot sa pag-apply ng kanyang amnestiya. Pangalawa, there was no admission of guilt. The main basis of the revocation, which is non-appearance, is asserted by virtue of the certification of certain Lieutenant Colonel Andrade, one of the division chiefs in J1 Armed Forces of the Philippines, which stated that no records available in her office. Further, because of the revocation, the armed forces and the Philippine National Police were mandated to employ all legal means to arrest Trillanes. As to the personal appearance of Senator Trillanes in filing his amnesty application, unang-una po, I can attest personally that he filed personally and took an oath before the administrating officer. Sabay po kaming nag-apply. In fact, on that day, January 5, 2011, 19 officers applied, kasama po si Senator Trillanes, at 12 or 20 na enlisted personnel. Nandoon po ako. At kitang-kita ko po na siya po ay nag-apply at nanumpa sa kanyang application. Secondly, the filing on that day was widely covered by media. At kahit po yung na-reportin ito sa mga newspapers. And for that matter, allow me to play the video.
Ang Ad Hoc Committee ng Defense Department sa pagtanggap ng aplikasyon kahapon ay umabot na sa 57 ang nakapag-file ng kanilang amnesty application. Ang Ad Hoc Committee na pinamunuan ni DND USEC for Defense Affairs Honoria Escueta ay nakapagtala na ng 57 aplikante simula ng Lunes nang inanunsyo nila ang pagsisimula ng pagpoproseso ng mga amnesty applicants. Sa kabuuang 57 nagsumiti ay 22 sa mga ito ang opisyal at 35 ang mga enlisted personnel, kabilang na si Senator Trillanes sa kabuuan ng mga nag-file. Sinabi ni Trillanes na dahil sa sinasaad sa requirements, inamin niya ang kanyang kasalanan sa konstitusyon at hindi sa dating Pangulong Gloria Arroyo.
Okay, maraming salamat po. As to the other assertion that Trillanes did not admit guilt of offenses committed, again, this is wrong. The amnesty applications already contain the provision of admission of guilt. Kasi akala nila yung application ay hiwalay na dokumento sa pag-admit ng guilt. Hindi po. Iisang dokumento lamang yan at yung admission of guilt ay nakapaloob doon sa application form. At nais ko lamang basahin ang nakalagay doon. And I quote, I hereby acknowledge that my involvement, participation in the subject incidents, in this case, the Oakwood incident and the Manila Pen incident, constituted a violation of the 1987 Constitution, criminal laws, and the Articles of War. I hereby recant my previous statements that are contrary, if any, to this express admission of involvement, participation, and guilt. Then the applicant affixes his signature. Nandun po, pipirmahan po yan. Lahat ng maaring labagin sa ilalim ng saligang batas, criminal laws, at kahit doon sa Articles of War, when it comes to members of military, ay inaamin ho namin na meron po kaming kasalanan. Pero as to the specific offenses like coup d'etat and rebellion, debatable po yan dahil legal yan, may mga elemento ang mga kaso. So hindi po pwedeng sabihin na aminin kung coup d'etat ang aking kasalanan dahil hindi naman talaga coup d'etat ho yun. No, example lang po yan dahil nakalagay doon sa elemento na isang pag-atake sa government installation. Oakwood Hotel po yan, hindi naman government installation. So ang issue ng specific offenses ay debatable. Pero kung sasabihin meron bang nalabag? Yes, merong nalabag sa ilalim ng saligang batas kahit na jaywalking sa Makati, anti-smoking ordinance, lahat pwedeng ma-violate. Pero as to specific offenses, ay debatable po yan. In the verification portion of the application, the applicant affixes his signature again and both thumbprints before the administering officer. Di naman tatanggapin ng administering officer pag kulang po mga entries sa application. At pagkatapos po na na-check na kumpleto ang entries, ay susumpaan mo yan, personal. So ganyan po yung proseso. The form is filled out by the applicant, personally submitted to the DND Ad Hoc Amnesty Committee, then committee checks the completeness of the application, the applicant personally affixes his signature and thumbprints in front of the administrating officer, tapos susumpaan niya. Nasa committee po ang application forms at wala ho kaming maalala na may kopya ho kami ng application forms. Di ho ito katulad ng mga transmittal letters na kung saan ay meron po tayong received copies. Wala ho kaming kopya. And I understand lahat po nag-apply walang kopya. So therefore, lahat ba kami ay void ab initio? Yung mga dokumento na sa poder nila na sila din ang nagwala. Remember, the Ad Hoc Amnesty Committee is a temporary organization. Temporary po lamang, as its name connotes. It was created to receive in process amnesty applications under Proclamation 75, issued on 24 November of 2010. It was disbanded after it served its purpose. Now, as to who among the members of the committee in which office took the amnesty records, that's the question. Sino ba talaga ang nagdala nun? Sinong nagdala at aling opisina? We should also note that the officers or head of offices in the Department of National Defense and the Armed Forces just come and go. The amnesty records could be kept somewhere else in the premises of Camp Aguinaldo. I have heard in the news that a certain DND official said that the certification does not mean walang records. Hindi lang available at the time of certification. However, ang tanong, kung hinahanap pa lamang ang amnesty records, bakit one day after ng certification ay pinirmahan na kaagad itong Proclamation 572? Hinahanap pa lamang ang mga records. Ganun kabilis ginawa.
Ang certification ay ginawa noong August 30 at ang Proclamation 572 ay lumabas noong August 31. They should have exerted all efforts to locate the records within the department before deciding on issuing a very controversial proclamation. Kulang sa tinatawag na completed staff work ang ating Solicitor General dahil siya po ang naghahanap nito. Hindi po nila ginawa ang kanilang assignment. Timing. Bakit ang proclamation na ito ay nilabas noong September 4 kahit ito ay napirmahan na ng August 31? Anong significance nito? Last September 4 was the schedule of the investigation in the Senate of the alleged multi-million worth of contracts of the security agency owned by Calida sa gobyerno. Therefore, nais pagtakpan ni Solicitor General Calida ang investigasyon na ito sa araw na yan. And he succeeded. Dahil hindi na pinag-usapan yung kanyang conflict of interest in government, na pag-usapan na lamang itong Proclamation 572 at ang napipintong pag-aresto kay Senator Trillanes. Maliban pa dyan, isa din itong paraan upang pagtakpan ang incompetence ng mga economic managers ng Duterte administration sa pag-aresto ng inflation, kawalan ng murang bigas at isda at iba pa. Ang pag-aresto kay Trillanes ang kasagutan nila sa problemang ekonomiya, hindi yung pag-aresto ng inflation. Punta ho tayo sa kaso, sa mga kasong iginawad sa amin. Background lamang para maintindihan ng taong bayan. Lahat na nag-participate sa Oakwood Incident in 2003 ay nakasuhan ng iba't ibang kaso sa ilalim ng Articles of War. Dahil kinasuhan ang 31 po sa amin ng Codata before the RTC Branch 148, lahat ng charges sa court-martial ay tinanggal. Kasi otherwise, magiging double jeopardy. With the imminent granting of bail on our case, dahil mahina po yung kasong Codata sa amin. So, ito ay mabibigyan ho kami ng bail. Ang ginawa po ng Armed Forces, kinasuhan ho kami ulit sa court-martial, pero this time, administrative cases na lamang. Dahil magkaroon po ng double jeopardy kung punitive articles of war ang igagawad sa amin. As to the criminal cases filed against us before the RTC branches 148 and 150, DOJ was surprised that these were all dismissed in 2011. Ang hawak nilang records ay nakapetsa pa ng 2010. Ano ngayon ang tatayuan ng pag-request ng whole departure order at alias warrant? Wala ng kaso, patay na. Anong tatayuan? Kasi yung sinasabi ho nating alias warrant ay meron na pong dating warrant na hindi na successful ang pag-serve, binubuhay ulit. Wala na pong kaso. Ngayon, sa court-martial, sinabi ko kanina, administrative cases lamang ang kinaso kay Senator Trillanes. Admin cases have its maximum penalty of separation from service. Walang punitive actions dito gaya ng pagkakulong. Even without amnesty, which was issued in 2010, Trillanes, even in my case, was already a civilian as early as February of 2007 when he filed his certificate of candidacy for 2007 national elections, where he was deemed resigned as per Section 66, Article 9 of the Omnibus Election Code. It reads, candidates holding appointed office or positions, any person holding a public appointed office or position, including active members of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and officers and employees in government-owned or controlled corporations, shall be considered ipso facto resigned from his office upon the filing of his certificate of candidacy. End of quote. The Armed Forces issued General Order 515 dated 6 February 2007 in relation to this. Kaya nga discharged na po siya noong 2007. Trillanes was also issued command clearance, which means that he has no more liabilities and accountabilities in the Armed Forces kasama ng anumang pending na kaso. Kahit sa ombudsman, sa court martial man, alam ho, sa mga retirado dito nga sa ating building, sa House of Representatives, may mga retirado po dito na inintindihan po ito kahit na yung mga aktibo. Hindi ho kami mabibigyan ng clearances. Much more, mabibigyan ng aming retirement or separation benefits pag meron pong pending na kaso. So ano pong ibig sabihin nito? Wala na po siyang pending na kaso as early as 2007. The Proclamation 75 was issued only in 2010. Ngayon po, doon sa issue na si Secretary Voltaire Gasmin daw ay nag-usurp ng authority. Even this issue was not included in the Proclamation 572, ay ito na pong dahilan ng Presidente na invalid daw yung amnestia. Now he is questioning, the President is now questioning not only the amnesty of Senator Trillanes, but the amnesty of all those who availed under Proclamation 75. At sa tingin ko po ay maling-mali po siya. Bakit? Ang nag-grant po ng amnestia sa loob ng Proclamation 75 ay si former President Aquino at hindi po si Secretary Gasmin. Siya po ang nag-release ng Proclamation ng number 75. Hindi si Secretary Gasmin. Secretary Gasmin was tasked or given authority under Section 2 of Proclamation 75 to receive, process, and approve the applications for amnesty. So napaloob na rin doon sa Proclamation 75 kung sino o asan ka mag-a-apply ng iyong amnestia. Ang Secretary ng National Defense, siya ang tamang taong mag-process at mag-aproba. Kung merong appeal sa kanyang desisyon, ay pwedeng i-appeal sa Presidente at hindi sa kanya. Kaya nag-create ng DND Ad Hoc Amnesty Committee exactly to perform what Proclamation 75 stated them to perform. The Ad Hoc Amnesty Committee recommended approval of the amnesty applications through a resolution to Secretary Gasmin, which he approved. Gasmin, in his letter, apprised the granting authority, in this case President Aquino, of the status of the applications. The letter na yung ginagawang basihan ng ating Pangulo, Pangulong Duterte, clearly stated there, for His Excellency's information, para lang sa kaalaman ng Pangulo at hindi hinihingian ng approval dahil nagbigay na ho ng approval ang Pangulo sa amnestia. Ang tanong lang dito, sino ba ang qualified? The President granted the amnesty. DND processed and approved the applications of the amnesty. Ngayon, ano ang epekto nito sa ating bansa? There should be an assumption of regularity sa lahat ng proseso na ginagawa ng ating gobyerno. Pag ang isang Pilipino ay nabigyan na ng ID, driver's license, passport, voter's ID, PhilHealth ID, GSIS, SSS, marriage contract, birth certificate, marami po yan na ginagawa ng ini-issue nating gobyerno, ay hindi na dapat hinahanap ang application forms. Dito sa atin, pag ikaw ba ay lilipad labas ng bansa, hahanapin ba ang immigration officers ang inyong application form ng passport? O enough na yung papakita mo yung passport mo mismo? Kung ikaw ba ay nahuli ng traffic enforcer sa EDSA dahil sa violation ng traffic rules, ano ba ang hahanapin? Application form ba? O yung driver's license? Ganon din, pag ikaw ay nabigyan ng building permit, pag hahanapin ng inspector yan, hahanapin ba yung application form? At kung hindi mahanap ang application form, ay invalido ang building permit na pwede ding naibigay sa iyo some 10 years ago? Pwede bang sirain yung bahay mo dahil pwedeng hindi legal ang pagkatayo ng bahay mo? Ganon din sa amnesty. Ang importante ay ang certificate of amnesty at hindi yung application forms na pilit nilang hinahanap. Actually, ang tanong ho natin dito sa kanila kayo ang nagtago. Hindi ba kayo ang mananagot dyan? Dahil winala nyo yung mga records? Hindi yung grantee ng amnesty ang hinahanapan nyo. The unilateral decision of the President has a far-reaching effect to peace and stability in our country. Amnesty is a political tool of a government in order to erase past political crimes committed by a group of people in order for the country to foster unity, to start anew, to have a clean slate in governance, magsimula ng bago. The root word of the amnesty is amnesia, which means forget and forgive. It is as if nothing happened, no offenses committed, no offenders committed the crime. Walang-wala po. Hindi lamang kami ang maapektuhan, but also those who have availed of the amnesty before us and those who will avail in the future. Katulad po ng nakaraan, ilang amnestiya na ba ang naipasa? Sa panahon po ni President Rojas in 1946, para doon sa mga volunteer armed forces of Filipinos in other nationalities who operated as guerrillas. In 1948 also, para doon sa mga naakusahang collaborator na mga Japanese sa World War II, binigyan din ng amnestiya. Noong 1948, yung membro ng Hukbalahap, binigyan din ng amnestiya para magsimula ho tayo ulit para sa kapayapaan, kaunlaran ng ating bansa. At kahit sa panahon ni Presidente Marcos, na binigyan din ng amnestiya ang membro ng Moro National Liberation Front at Bangsamoro Army. Sa panahon ni President Cory Aquino, pagkatapos ng rehim Marcos, binigyan din ng amnestiya ang lahat ng halos nakakulong noon. Ngayon po, pati na rin sa panahon ni President President Fidel Ramos, at sa panahon ni President Estrada, sa panahon po ni President Arroyo na speaker na po natin ngayon, marami pong nabigyan ng amnestiya. Ngayon, ang example po dito, let us take for example those who availed of amnesty after the 1987 EDSA revolution. For some reasons, hindi ka gusto ng present administration. Pwedeng ang kulit mo, opposition ka, o pangit ka lamang. Hindi ka type ng nakaupong administration. Pwede bang hanapan din sila ng application forms na sinumite nila noong 32 years ago? Kung hindi mo ito mapakita, ay enough na itong ikulong ka? This is very ridiculous. We have different rebel groups in the country, and there were negotiations that took place, and the continuing actually negotiations right now. Can they trust the government in granting amnesty if it can be easily revoked after some time? We just passed the Bangsamoro Organic Law, part of which is the granting of amnesty to the members of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. Can they trust the government na hindi sila babalikan pagdating ng panahon, hindi sa administrasyon na ito, after so many years after the granting of amnesty, dahil pwedeng relative ng isang presidente ay pinatay ng isang MILF? Pwede niya bang babalikan? I-revoke ko ang inyong amnesty dahil hindi ko kayo type. Ito po ang epekto ng pagsira ng amnestiyang binibigay ng isang gobyerno sa mga rebelding grupo. Maraming problemang kinakaharap ang ating bansa. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, katulad ng sobrang taas ng bilihin dahil sa Train 1, kakulangan ng supply ng murang bigas at isda, multi-billion na kontrata ng pamilya ni Secretary Bongo, multi-million na halaga ng kontrata ni Secretary o ni Solicitor General Calida sa kanyang security agency sa gobyerno, yung issue ng extrajudicial killings, pati na rin yung multi-billion na droga na pumapasok sa Pilipinas na hanggang sa ngayon ay hindi pa kilala ng gobyerno hanggang sa ngayon ay hindi pa nahahabol ng administrasyon na ito na galit sa droga. Maingay ang oposisyon sa pagpuna ng mga ito. Di ba dapat ang mga problemang ito ang unahing hanapan ng solusyon ng ating gobyerno kaysa tinatarget at iniipit ang mga oposisyong nagpupuna ng mga problemang ito? Hindi dapat binabalikan ng presidente ang kanyang personal na kinagagalitan using the resources of the government. If we allow this brazen attempt to violate the rights of Senator Trillanes, mawawala na po ang pagkukunwari na ating lahat na tayo demokrasya pa. Tayo ay nasa diktatorya na because the President issued unilaterally in revoking the amnesty na kung saan ay hindi lamang bahagi ang Presidente dyan. Merong concurrent o concurrence ang Kongreso dyan. House of Representatives during the 15th Congress at kasama yung Senado dyan. May kasama dyan yung judiciary actions. Hindi lamang ang Pangulo. Ikaw at ako ay maaring maging biktima sa arrangement o sa sitwasyon na ito. Kaya Mr. Speaker, ito ay nakakabahala. If we allow these things to happen, tayong lahat, pati na rin ang ordinaryong mamamayan, ay hindi po excuse sa anumang pwedeng gawin ng administrasyon na ito. With that, Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, maraming salamat po and God bless us all.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no questions or interpretants to the Honorable Alejano, I move that we refer the speech of the Honorable Alejano to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. Same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we suspend the privilege hour for a brief motion.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. Same approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we designate Representative Cecilia Leonila Chavez to the Bicameral Conference Committee on the disagreeing votes on House Bill number 7449, entitled An Act Appropriating the Sum of 1,161,710,000 pesos as supplemental appropriations for fiscal year 2018, Vice Representative Danilo Suarez. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we resume the privilege hour and at this juncture recognize the Honorable Sarah Jane Elago of Party List Kabataan to avail of the privilege hour. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. The gentle lady from Kabataan is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise on a matter of personal and collective privilege concerning the state of our state universities and colleges. In the past years, we have witnessed the gradual dilution of the public character of our state schools. Education has been reduced to being a lucrative business, milking the youth and our parents' drive for profit. SUCs are actually utilizing various income-generating mechanisms, including charging tuition and other fees and utilizing assets. Since the year 2010, we have seen a steady increase in tuition rates and a sharp increase in the collection of other school fees, or OSFs. These collections are no less than profiteering measures driven by massive deregulation, privatization, and the nationalization of education. Since 2016, the annual internal income of all SUCs amount to an average of 48 billion pesos, around 25% or 12 billion pesos, of which comes from fees paid by students. Next year, Mr. Speaker, the DBM projects that SUCs will earn a total of 30.08 billion only from internal income. Mr. Speaker, despite the passage of the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Law. The DBM expects still that the country's 112 SUCs to earn a total of 54.18 billion in combined internal income, including fees collected from students. Of the 54.18 billion, 12.93 billion will be sourced from tuition collection, while 6.08 billion will be from other income collected from students. What is worrisome, Mr. Speaker, is that our state schools might introduce new and higher fees to students who are not covered by the free tuition and other school fees grant in the coming academic year, just to meet the target internal income. These figures show us that the policy of charging higher fees to students remains largely intact. In the end, students stand to lose much if the government continues in this pathway towards increasing unaffordability and inaccessibility of even our state schools. Thus, it is apparent that the 2 million SUC students are the real victims in the continued underfunding of the government for our SUCs. Last August, Mr. Speaker, during the briefing for the proposed budget of the Commission on Higher Education, this representation revealed before the committee that 63 SUCs will again suffer hefty cuts in their budget for 2019. When totaled, the cuts in the maintenance and other operating expenses of 63 state schools amount to 583.7 million. As for capital outlay, 92 state schools will incur a total of 8.96 billion budget cut, a disturbing 55.15% decrease compared to 2018 budget appropriations. The largest decrease, Mr. Speaker, will be suffered by 35 SUCs, which are set to incur 100% budget cut. These SUCs will receive zero funding for their capital outlay. While in the budget for personal services, we'll have no cuts for the year 2019 compared to hefty cuts in the year 2018, where it totaled to billions of pesos. Mr. Speaker, due to these large budget cuts and insufficient funds for our state universities and colleges, state schools might intensify the collection of tuition and other fees. Kung kulang ang binibigay na pondo, ang laging pinagkukunan ng kakulangan na ito ay ang koleksyon mula sa mga estudyante ng ating mga SUCs. Underfunding public higher education, therefore, is tantamount to undermining the future of this nation. Wala rin hong nakikita batay sa napakalaking kaltas sa pondo ng ating state universities and colleges na pagpapalawig ng kapasidad ng ating mga SUCs para mas marami pang mga scholar ng bayan ang makapasok sa mga ito. Ang nangyari pa nga, lalong mas naging mahigpit ang mga admission at retention policies na pinapatupad sa ating state universities and colleges. Mr. Speaker, this current budget framework for state schools is contradictory to its intention of developing public education. For years, our students and constituents have called not only for free education, but also for greater state funding for public education. Yet, a decrease, albeit minimal, such as we see in the 2019 budget, still took place. What our state schools need is a substantial increase, an additional budget that could match their actual funding requirement. Greater state funding is needed for our state schools to regain their public character and provide ample support for student services and faculty development. Mr. Speaker, we need a kind of education that will capacitate the youth as agents of social change. It is therefore imperative for us to collectively advance our demands to strengthen public education to serve the common good. Sa bahaging ito, Mr. Speaker, nais kong mapasalamatan ang lahat ng ating mga kapwa mambabatas na sumuporta sa pahayag ng pagkakaisa para maibalik ang lahat ng kinaltas na pondo sa maintenance and other operating expenses at bigyan ng substansyal na pagtaas ang pondo para sa capital outlay at ang kabuuan ng ating public education system. Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no interpellants to the speech of the Honorable Elago, I move that we refer the speech to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. Same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize Representative Ariel Casilao of Party List Anak Pawis to avail of the privilege hour. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Casilao is recognized.
Maraming salamat, Ginoong Speaker. Magandang hapon, mga kasamang mambabatas. Ako ngayon ay narito at nagpapahayag bilang kinatawan ng maralitang sektor sa mahalagang isyu na alam nating lahat ng mamayan sa lahat ng bahaging bansa ay humaharap sa isang krisis. Krisis sa bigas, pagkain, na ngayon ay ating nararanasan. At mas malaking dagot ito sa mga maralitang sektor na karaniwang mga magsasakang walang lupang pag-aari, nakikisaka, mga manggagawang kontraktwal at mga sumasahod na wala pa sa minimum. At iba pang sektor na ang laging problema ay kung saan kukunin ang kakainin sa susunod na almusal, tanghalian o hapunan. Mr. Speaker, ang problema sa bigas mula pa noong Pebrero ay nakita na nating hindi natutugunan. Ano ang solusyon ng NFA noon? Mag-angkat mula sa ibang bansa. Nag-angkat sila. Ngunit, ano ang nangyari? Bumababa ang presyo ng bigas? May nabubulok at kahit dumating pa, ayon naman mismo sa kanila ay hindi nito kayang tapatan o hilain pababa ang presyo ng bigas na patuloy pa ring tumataas ayon mismo sa Philippine Statistics Authority. Hindi na kailangang humugot pa ng mga opisyal na datos. Dati nakikita natin sa mga tindahan 42 pesos, 45 pesos. Primerang klase na ang 55 pesos kada kilo. Ngayon naman ay 52 hanggang 55. Hanggang 60 kada kilo. Halos pumalo na 10 piso sa first half lang ng isang taon. Nagmahal po ang bigas, nagbawas ng pagkain sa makatuwid, tumutungo sila sa mas malalang kalagayan ng kagutuman at kahirapan. Hindi sapat ang krisis sa kanin, sumunod ang krisis sa ulam. Ang isda, galunggong, tumaas ang presyo. Ang sagot ng gobyerno, mag-angkat na naman mula sa ibang bansa. At ang pinalang pagbabago ngayon ay direkta na sa palengke, pangkonsumo ng mamayan na hindi mo malaman kung ano ba ang kalidad ng imported na gulunggong na ito. Malawakan na rin na nagmamahal ang mga gulay. Sabi nga ng report, luho na ang tinola ngayon sa mga mahihirap. Banggitin na lang natin ang karne dahil ayon din sa report, hindi na nagkakarne ang mga mahihirap. Ang inflation na 6.4% nitong Agosto para sa amin ay konserbatibo, Ginoong Speaker. Dahil sa bigas pa lamang, halos 10 piso na o 20% hanggang 25% ng presyong nasa 40 pesos hanggang 50 pesos kada kilo. Ayon sa PSA, pagkain ang nagpapataas sa inflation. 8.5% o halos 20% sa gulay, 12% sa isda. Muli, sa poll nito ay mga maralitang sektor na umaabot ng 60 to 70% ng kanilang kita ang ginagastos sa pagkain. Ibig lang sabihin, nagtipid sila sa pagkain, mababawasan pa ang panggastos nila sa ibang mga pangangailangan. Kung pakikinggan ng gobyerno, laging sinisisi ang supply. na hindi inaabot ang demand. Mula sa amin, kasama ang mga sektor ng mga magsasaka, ang mga consumer. Ang sinisisi namin ay neoliberal na patakaran ng liberalisasyon sa agrikultura at ang pagpapatupad ng Tax Reform Acceleration and Inclusion o TRAIN Law. Kanina, kasama po ang kinatawang ito sa isang protesta ng mga magsasaka, maralitang lungsod, manggagawa, mga producer at consumer doon sa Mindiola, sa paanan ng Malacanang. Ang panawagan, Defend Philippine Agriculture, na noong Pebrero ay Defend Philippine Rice Industry. Ang NFA sa Philippine Development Plan 2017 to 2022 ay planong bawasan ng mandato. Mula sa Integrated Growth Development na mandato nito sa PD4 ay isasalpak na lamang ang buffer stocking na ipapatupad ng kahit hindi pa naamendahan ang kanyang mandato. Sa madaling salita, Mr. Speaker, hinahayaan ng NFA ang mga malalaking private trader na kupohin ang inaning palay ng ating mga magsasaka. Noong 2017, halos 0% o 0.001% o 27,000 metric tons lamang sa mahigit 19 million metric tons ang kanyang procurement rate nito. Ngayon, maraming panahon na o 0% ang stock nitong bigas. Kaya nga nagmamakaawa sa pagdating ng mga imported na bigas, liberalize ang industriya ng bigas o laissez-faire. O sa kanta ng Frozen, let it go. Ang ibig lang sabihin nito, Mr. Speaker, malaya ang pribadong sektor sa pambabarat sa palay, malaya sa profiteering sa bigas. Ang kalayaang ito ng mga pribadong sektor ang nagpahamak ngayon sa buong bansa, Mr. Speaker. Sinisisi ng gobyerno ang supply. Ang usapin ay sino ba ang may control sa supply? Kung sino ang may control sa supply, siya ang may control sa pagtakda ng presyo. Kaya sa malawakang krisis sa bigas na ito, manifestasyon na bumabagsak na sa food security sa bansa, sino ang may kasalanan? Sa mata ng mamamayan, ang gobyerno ang nagkasala. With all the mandate, the resources, the annual national government subsidy na bilyong-bilyong piso, the machinery, hindi nasubaybayan ang supply ng bigas. Kaya predetermined na hindi masubaybayan ang presyo. Pinabayaan na sa merkado ang bigas. Nauna ng pinabayaan ang palay sa produksyon, ang probinsya ng Nueva Ecija, rice granary ng bansa, ibinalitang walang murang bigas na mabibili ng mga mahihirap na sektor. Hindi ba't isang malaking kabalantunaan ito, Mr. Speaker? Ang lawak ng palayan, ngunit hindi nagmura ang bigas dahil nga liberalisado. Ang palay ay pag-aari ng mga trader at Panginong may lupa. Kahit hindi pa ito inaani, dahil nga nangutang lang ang mga magsasaka hanggang sa maging bigas ang mga ito. At sila ang may desisyon kung saan at kailan ito i-distribute sa merkado. Walang suporta ang gobyerno. May ilang bayan sa mga probinsya na walang irigasyon kahit na malapit sa mga pantabangan dam. Nandyan pa ang PhilRice at sa darating na anihan, siguradong hindi malaman ng mga magsasaka kung saan ilalagak ang kanilang ani. Dahil nga walang pampublikong patuyuan o warehouse na sa kinalaunan ibebenta nila ang palay kahit basa pa sa barat na presyo. At ang makinabang nito ay ang mga pribadong trader. Dagdag rito, ang NFA ay may buying price na 17 pesos kada kilo. Mula pa itong 2009. Mga kapwa mambabatas, 2018 na. Nagkapatong-patong na ang mga inflation rate ng ilang taon, ngunit hindi nagbago ang buying price ng NFA. Napako ito sa 17 pesos kada kilo. Palusot ng NFA, walang nagbebenta ng magsasaka dahil mababa ang presyo, pero ayon mismo sa mga magsasaka, hindi. Kahit na ang Philippine Statistics Authority, may mga palay-producing provinces na nagbebenta ng 17 pesos kada kilo at meron ngang mas mababa pa, 15 piso kada kilo, 16.50 pesos kada kilo. Sa isda, para sa maliliit na mga isda, ang Fisheries Code ay martial law sa municipal fisher folk. Kalayaan sa mga commercial fishing vessels, kahit pa itinakda na municipal fishing water ang 15 kilometer mula sa baybay, kung ito ay mas malalim sa 7 fathom o 42 feet, malayang nakakapasok ang commercial fishing vessel. Kung ang municipal fisher folk na humuhuli lang na hindi lalagpas ng halos 3 tonelada, na ang iba ay namimingwit o mga maliliit na lambat ang kanyang gamit, ang commercial vessel ay may capacity ng 3,000 kilo hanggang 150,000 kilo na umuubos sa isda sa ganoong espasyo. Itinulak din ng Fisheries Code ang aquaculture na bago. Noong 1998 ay 35% lang ang kabuang produksyon sa bansa, pero nitong 2012 ay 52% na ang municipal fishing na bumagsak sa 33% patungong 26%. Ano ba ang gusto natin, Mr. Speaker? Pati galunggong ba ay kinakailangan ng i-aquaculture? Mga maliliit na mga isda na sektor na may pinakamataas na poverty incidence na 40% o kumikita lamang ng 190 pesos kada araw. Ngayong taon, ang liberalisasyon ng agrikultura ay ginatungan pa ng train law. Bakit naman sinasabi ito? Ang pagsasaka sa palay ay gumagamit ng produktong langis. Ang pangingisda ay gayon din. Ginagamitan din ito ng langis. Ginagamit ito sa distribusyon at iba pa sa proseso ng kanilang produksyon. Ipinagtanggol ng gobyerno ang train law noong Mayo. Ang pagsirit ng presyo ng langis ay hindi daw dahil dito. Dahil daw sa paggalaw sa pangdaigdigang merkado. Kung gayon, kasalanan ito ng Oil Deregulation Law. Ang krusyal na usapin ng krisis na kinakaharap natin, Mr. Speaker, ay mangangailangan ng mahabang usapin. Kung kaya inirirehistro ng kinatawang ito ang panawagan ng mga maralitang sektor bilang kagyat na solusyon sa ating kinakaharap. Una, bilang urgent ang price control sa bigas. Ang palay na binili ng 17 pesos hanggang 23 pesos kada kilo ay dapat pumalo lamang ng 34 pesos hanggang 46 pesos kada kilo sa merkado. Kung ilalapat ang rule of thumb ng mga private trader at maging ng MNFA, kaya ang mga presyo sa ganitong pagtakda. Kaya ang mga presyo ngayon ay nagpapakita ng manifestasyon ng profiteering o manipulation o pagsasamantala dahil ibinebenta ang bigas ngayon ng mas mataas pa sa dapat na halaga lamang nito. Kahit papatungan nila ang pinakamagandang bigas ng 5 pesos, dapat ay umabot lamang ito sa pinakamahal na 51 pesos kada kilo. Hindi kailangan ng state of calamity o martial law para dito, Mr. Speaker. Dahil nakasaad na ito sa Republic Act 7581 o Price Act of 1992 na kung ang presyo ay sobrang taas at hindi na makatwiran ay maaari nang mag-issue ang isang Pangulo. Kasunod ay iwaksi ang liberalisasyon sa agrikultura, palakasin ang papel ng National Food Authority sa industriya ng bigas, bilhin ang kalakhan ng palay sa presyong paborable sa mga magsasaka. Sa kagyat ay 20 pesos kada kilo at ibenta ang bigas ng mura para sa mga maralitang consumer. Mga kapwa mambabatas, ito mismo ang mandato ng NFA. Ngunit kailangan pang itulak sa pahayag kong ito. Karugtong nito, palakasin ang suporta ng gobyerno sa agrikultura, puspusin ang libreng irigasyon para lumaki ang produktibidad at umabot ang bansa sa 100% self-sufficiency para sa food security. At maganda ay may pasobra pa. Sa pangisdaan, ibasura ang Fisheries Code at ipatupad ang tunay na reforma sa pangisdaan kung saan itinataguyod ang karapatan ng maliliit na mga mangingisda at sustainable na fishery sector. Siyempre, walang industriya sa bigas na mapag-uusapan kung pinalayas na ang mga magsasaka sa kanilang sakahan. Iginigiit ng mga magsasaka ang tunay na reforma sa lupa, libreng pamamahagi ng lupa at proteksyon o security of tenure nila sa lupa. Alam nating lahat na ang palagiang kandidato sa land use conversion ay ang mga produktibo at napaunlad ng mga sakahan ng palay. Malamang nakalimutan na ni Pangulong Duterte ang kanyang ipinangako noong Pebrero 2016 sa harap mismo ng mga magsasaka. Kaya muli, ating nire-remind si Pangulong Duterte, tunay na reforma sa lupa at makatotohanang rural development ngayon na. Karugtong, defend Philippine agriculture and rice industry, defend food security and self-sufficiency. Stop liberalization of agriculture, pull out from the World Trade Organization Agreement on Agriculture. Magandang gabi at maraming salamat, Ginoong Speaker, mga kapwa mambabatas.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, having no interpretants, I move that we refer the speech of the Honorable Casilao to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate actions. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Same is, any objection? Chair is none, the same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize Representative Arlene Brosas of Party List Gabriela to avail of the privilege hour. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
The Representative Brosas is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today on a question of personal and collective privilege. Nangunguna na naman ang Pilipinas sa Asia. Nangunguna hindi sa kung anumang dapat ipagmalaki ng bawat Pilipino sa mundo. Nangunguna dahil sa pagsirit ng inflation na nagdudulot ng pahirap sa mamamayan. Kung tayo sa Metro Manila ay ramdam ang hagupit ng 6.4% na inflation, ang pagbagsak ng halaga ng piso, haba ng pila at mahal na NFA rice, pagtaas ng presyo ng sili, at halos lahat ng batayang bilihin at serbisyo, mas malala ang nararamdaman ng mga kapatid nating katutubo. Lalong-lalo na sa mga patuloy na dumaranas ng martial law at matinding militarisasyon sa mga lumad communities. Noong June 27 to July 2 at August 1 to August 5, ang representasyong ito ay kasama ng iba't ibang sektor na pumunta sa Mindanao para sa dalawang solidarity and fact-finding missions sa mga lalawigan ng Mindanao. Malaking bilang at matitinding mga kaso ng human rights violation, kabilang ang red tagging, sapilitang pagpapasuko sa mga sibilyan, pagkamatay ng mga bata, pambabastos sa mga kababaihan, at pagkawasak ng kabuhayan ng mamamayan, ang ilan lamang sa mga samut-saring usapin na lumutang sa nasabing misyon. This representation spent weeks with the Lumads in Mindanao. The Solidarity Mission recorded worsening poverty and economic disempowerment brought about by landlessness and limited access to agricultural resources and livelihood due to intense militarization in their community. Lumad's ancestral land was snatched from them by the Consunhis DMCI large-scale mining projects and so-called reforestation program approved by the government. Most women and their families have no lands to till but their own backyard. Ang naaani sa isang buwan ng mga kababaihan at kanilang pamilya ay nabebenta nila sa halagang 500 hanggang 100,000 na budget na ng buong pamilya. Hanggang 1,000, wala pong 100, hanggang 1,000 na budget na ng buong pamilya para sa buong buwan. Kailangang pagkasyahin ng isang pamilya ang 17 to 34 pesos na arawang kita para maitaguyod ang maghapon. Ito ay nagreresulta sa pagliban sa pagkain, malnutrisyon, at sa malaon ay matinding kagutuman. Kasabay sa bagahe ng kababaihang lumad sa kawalan ng lupang masasaka ay ang patuloy na pagtaas ng presyo ng mga bilihin dala ng train. Hindi lang taga-Maynila at mga kalapit na syudad ang apektado ng train, kahit mga katutubo ay nasagasaan na din ng train ng Administrasyong Duterte. Ang presyo ng bigas noong July sa Kalamansig, Sultan Kudarat ay tumaas mula 39 pesos per kilo patungong 50 pesos per kilo. Hindi alam ng mga pamilya kung paano pagkakasyahin ang kakarampot na kita sa araw-araw. Dahil sa sitwasyon ng kahirapan, kahit ang mga katutubo natin ay napipilitang maghanap ng ibang pagkukuhanan ng panggastos araw-araw. Ang karamihan ay lumalapit sa mga pautang na may mataas na interes. Pera o isang sako ng bigas na may mahigit sa 300% na interes. Dito natin narinig ang kwento ng mga kababaihan ng Barangay Hinalaan, Dato Ito Andong, Sangay, and Santa Clara na nanghihiram ng isang sakong bigas sa halagang 2,000 hanggang 2,100 pero kailangan nilang bayaran ito katumbas ng 2 sako ng kape na may market value na 8,400 pesos. Nasadlak sa ganitong kalakal ang mga katutubo dahil sa pangaagaw ng lupa ng DMCI sa tulong ng gobyerno o di kaya pagpalayas ng mga military na imbes na protektahan ng mamamayan ay dumadahas dito at kung nahihibang pa ay sumisira pa ng kanilang mga pananim. Kung ang 7% inflation ay nagpasadsad sa buhay ng mga mamamayan sa Metro Manila, isipin na lang po natin ang 7.9% na inflation sa SOC Sargen o ang 8.1% inflation sa ARMM. Maaring sabihin ng mga economic managers ng administrasyon na walang epekto ang martial law at patuloy na militarisasyon sa Mindanao. Ngunit ibang-iba ang kwento na inilahad ng mga kababaihang katutubong lumad. Nangunguna na naman ang Pilipinas sa Asia. Nangunguna sa patuloy na kahirapan, hindi lamang ang ekonomiya ang namamatay, kundi ang mamamayan din. Ang mga patakaran ng administrasyong ito ang pumapatay sa mga Pilipino. Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no interpellants, I move that we refer the speech of the Honorable Brosas to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate actions.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. Same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we suspend session for 1 congressional minute.
Session suspended. Session is resumed.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we terminate the privilege hour.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we refer the speech of the Representative Casilao delivered on the 3rd of September 2018 to the Committee on Rules for appropriate action. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move to declare vacant the position of member number 5 of the Committee on Agriculture and Food. So move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? Chair is none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move to declare vacant the position of member number 4 of the Special Committee on East Asian Growth Area. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move to declare vacant the position of member number 6 of the Committee on Natural Resources. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved.
Speaker, on the part of the majority, for the Committee on Accounts, as Vice Chairperson, we move to elect Lorna C. Silverio as Vice Chairperson, Vice Maria Valentina G. Plaza. So move, Madam Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
Likewise, in the same committee as member, we'd like to elect Manuel Luis T. Lopez, Vice Glona G. Labad-Labad. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
The Committee on Aquaculture and Fisheries Resources as Vice Chairperson, Belia Flor J. Angara Castillo, Vice Isagani S. Amatong, and as member, Isagani S. Amatong, Vice Belia Flor J. Angara Castillo. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On Committee on Basic Education and Culture as Vice Chairperson, Christopher V.P. De Venecia, Vice Ron P. Salo. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved.
On the Special Committee on Bicol Recovery and Economic Development as Vice Chairperson, Arnulfo P. Fuentebella, Vice Gabriel H. Bordado Jr., and as member, Gabriel H. Bordado Jr., Vice Arnulfo P. Fuentebella. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Special Committee on Climate Change as member, Francis Gerald A. Abaya, Vice Arthur C. Yap. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the part of the majority, on the Special Committee on East Asian Growth Area as member, Isagani M. Amatong, Vice Salvatore B. Belaro Jr. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Committee on Ecology as Vice Chairperson, Maria Vida Espinosa Bravo, Vice Kaka J. Bagao, and as member, Kaka J. Bagao, Vice Maria Vida Espinosa Bravo. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Committee on Ethics and Privileges as Chairperson, Delphine Gan Lee, Vice Danilo E. Suarez. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
The Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability as Vice Chairperson, Aurora Enerio Ciriles, Vice Gabriel H. Bordado Jr., and as members, Jennifer Austria Barzaga, Vice Gary C. Alejano, and Gabriel H. Bordado Jr., Vice Aurora Enerio Ciriles. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
The Committee on Information and Communications Technology as Vice Chairperson, Sol Aragones, Vice Francis Gerald A. Abaya, and as member, Francis Gerald A. Abaya, Vice Sol Aragones. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Committee on Interparliamentary Relations and Diplomacy as member, Elisa Co, Vice Glonas G. Labad-Labad. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Committee on Labor and Employment, as Vice Chairperson, Maria Teresa V. Collantes, Vice Kaka J. Bagao, and as member, Kaka J. Bagao, Vice Maria Teresa V. Collantes. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Committee on National Defense and Security, as member, Elenita Milagros Ermita Buhain, Vice Monsur T. Del Rosario III. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Committee on Natural Resources, as member, Vicente J. Alcala, Vice Rodel M. Batocabe. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Committee on Public Works and Highways, as Vice Chairperson, Lorna P. Bautista Bandigan, Vice Aurelio D. Gonzalez Jr., and as member, Aurelio D. Gonzalez Jr., Vice Lorna P. Bautista Bandigan. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Committee on Rules, as Deputy Majority Leader, Rogelio J. Espina, Vice Gerald Anthony V. Gulias Jr. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we amend our rules by inserting a new paragraph, letter L, in Rule 9, Section 28, under standing committees, to read as follows. Paragraph L, Committee on Disaster Management, 25 members, all matters directly and principally relating to disaster and calamities, whether natural or man-made, as well as policies, plans, programs, and projects related to disaster risk and vulnerability reduction and management, including disaster preparedness, resiliency, relief, rescue, recovery, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we elect the following as members of the Committee on Disaster and Management. As chairperson, Geraldine B. Roman, and as members, Leopoldo N. Batawil, Cheryl P. Deloso Montalia, Jose Antonio R. C. Alvarado. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move we amend our rules by inserting a new paragraph L in Rule 9, Section 33, under Special Committees, to read as follows. Paragraph L, Special Committee on Senior Citizens, 20 members, all matters directly and principally relating to the needs and welfare of senior citizens, as well as policies and programs that will enhance their active participation in society. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we elect the following as members of the Special Committee on Senior Citizens. As chairperson, Imelda R. Marcos, and as vice chairpersons, Milagros Aquino Magsaysay, Francisco G. Datol Jr., and Congressman Miro Kimbo.
Is there any objection?
Mr. Speaker, I withdraw the last motion. The Vice Chairperson shall only be Milagros Aquino Magsaysay and Francisco G. Datol Jr., excluding Miro Kimbo. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we amend our rules by inserting a new paragraph, double M, in Rule 9, Section 28, under Standing Committees, to read as follows. Paragraph double M, Committee on Oversight, 25 members, all matters directly and principally relating to the coordination of executive development planning and congressional action, specifically the review of the execution and effectiveness of laws pursued through the Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council and the corresponding implementing rules and regulations thereof. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we amend the jurisdiction of the Committee on National Defense and Security to delete the phrase "and disaster relief and rescue." So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we amend the jurisdiction of the Committee on Population and Family Relations to delete the phrase "and care of the elderly." So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, in line with the creation of the new committees, I move that we renumber the affected subsections accordingly. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
Speaker, on the Committee on Agriculture and Food, would like to elect Cecilia Leonila V. Chavez as member number 5. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none. The same is approved.
On the Special Committee on East Asian Growth Area, Salvador B. Bilaro Jr. as member number 4. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization, Luis N. Campos Jr. as member number 4. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
On the Committee on Natural Resources, Rodel M. Batucabe as member number 6. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The same is approved.
Mr. Speaker, there being no more business for the day, I'd like to adjourn till 3 o'clock tomorrow, Tuesday, September 11, 2018. So moved na, Mr. Speaker.
Session is adjourned until tomorrow, September 11, 2018, Tuesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Boss, tomorrow's another day of long work. Haba. Sulit. Ha? Kaya nga.